Good evening, everybody!
Yay!
We are DieRolling. We are six internet streamers / Dungeons and Dragons players / all-round nerds from the southwest of England.
/ underwear models.
Oh, are we?
Really?
Ooh.
Well, this is new.
Nobody's hired me yet.
No?
Wannabe underwear.
Apparently.
Looking for work.
We are on episode 12
Send your requests now.
of the Star Engine. And thank you to everyone who's joining us this evening.
Hello, boys. Pink lemonade?
Mom!
Oh, you expecting the bloody
And
buttery?
we're back.
Oh, hello there.
Shortbread style.
Hello.
Belt off.
So, we are back. Someone was missing last week. Who was missing? No, we did everyone,
No,
didn't
we
we?
had everyone last week.
We missed someone who was missing from the Comic-Con, that's right.
Yeah, we were at Comic-Con.
Yeah. Hello to anyone new who is visiting us today from the Bristol Comic-Con last week. We had a gay old time.
We did.
We played D&D with lots of new people and had just an
With old
all-round
people.
fantastic time meeting you all. And had some wonderful times. Well done, Josh. Well done, Stu and Ollie for DMing. Excellent work. But now we're back to matters most foul.
Serious time.
Didn't we leave it on a real happy note?
Or matters most pleasant. Claro, remind us.
Welcome to Claro's collaboration.
It is a collaboration today, is it?
A collaboration to a point. Okay.
A silent clap.
Yeah,
Silent
don't
cover.
missell this.
In our previous session, Rich got his hair cut. What? Oh, massive.
I
I don't think anybody would notice, to be honest.
Straight away in the chat, they're like, "What has gone
Who
on?"
noticed? Sorry.
Anna is heartbroken. Anyway,
I won't cut it for like another year or two,
Whoa.
so it'll come back.
yeah, this campaign's got another year or two in
Yeah.
it, so here we go.
My apologies.
Right,
That's very Zach Saved by the Bell.
It is very 90s, isn't it? We were thinking Macaulay Culkin this morning as well.
Yeah.
I still think they're young Bruce Dickinson.
I'll take that. Sorry.
I did a bad thing. In our previous session, we started in the wonderful happy town of Dathcar Crag. It's actually more of a sad city, but fair enough. Our friend
Scary
Malcolm was attacked by a masked figure, a white porcelain mask with a black, smoky tentacle coming off the back of it. This mask actually disappeared at the start of the previous session, and we were like, what the hell's going on? We chatted to the halfling, of which it was mounted upon, and tied him up, which was, I think, a great idea all round. We left that
I
pub.
think we should tie up more halflings together.
Agreed. We left that pub, we searched the street, and we were joined by an incredibly poorly hidden Nollis, which went very well. So nice to have you back, Nollis. Thank you very much. We discussed our options in terms of what buildings were around us and where we'd like to go. There were two buildings that stood out to us, a tall one and a flat one. We decided to go for the tall one. So we went there, big tall round building with big doors. We entered, and there were a number of dead halflings in the foyer, if you will, and no stairs upwards. We managed to negotiate a system of complex automated glass platforms, which involved some levers and a bit of puzzle solving. It was a simple puzzle, but you know, for us, it's hard to solve.
They went up. That was
Really, it was a linear system of levers, but it took a little while.
Took a little while, but we got there.
with a little bit of scouting, it turns out this was some form of complex mall, essentially, which sold
sold clothes.
clothes of many kind. We went up many levels and we found a halfling called Conrack, who was very friendly. He'd been having a hard time because his platform was broken. He was afraid to come
He
down.
was the first halfling we found that actually spoke a language that we
The
understood.
only halfling that we could use as a negotiator. Think about that in a minute.
Very important.
We had a chat with Conrack, although Clara did not. He was downstairs. He was just via his owl. And then we were attacked by a number of halfling kind of zombie mind-controlled people as they fell out of the skylight and were smashing down onto these glass platforms. Nice one, Jack. Great.
Cheers.
Bit of
He's
writing there.
good. Good bit of writing.
So we managed to negotiate our way down, actually using Featherfall, which was pretty cool.
Very cool.
Jumped. Wasn't a negotiation. I was leaving you.
MVP.
Goodbye.
Yeah, MVP.
So-
Definitely.
And
Saved our butts.
Saved us all.
Shit.
of
that
all of
bacon.
us, there was only one true injury, which was Conrack, who got
Halfling.
crushed.
Really
by a
useful
glass
halfling who
platform.
could have been really helpful to us.
Real game changer.
Yeah.
Turned into jam.
We fought the last of these halfling mind control zombie people as they came at us and burned them into tiny cinders. And that's where we leave our party in the doorway of the tall tower with one of the keys that they were looking for, which luckily Conrack had. They need one more key, and the plan is to head on to the bank. What's it called?
Don't think it's the bank. I think it's the tavern, but I have no idea.
Where's the bank?
And that
I thought you
essentially
had the other
sums
key
up.
already.
We need 3 keys. There's 3 keys. We've got to find a man called Wenton.
3 keys.
Yes, 3 keys. We've got to find Wenton, who I thought was at the tavern.
And all of that
Yeah.
essentially sums up the confusion that is DieRolling. Thank you for collaboration.
We're so good at taking notes. We
Marvellous.
don't have a clue what's going on.
Thank you, Clary. Once again, fantastic collaboration.
Grazie mille.
The dust from the shard of light that still bisects this tower in two is all that remains in terms of motion within the building. A stark contrast to the descending meteor like halflings descending rapidly above you. The bridges, the remnants of bridges lying strewn around you. The destruction out the front only moments ago as you burnt a few halflings to various degrees of crisp.
Let's go right here.
You're welcome.
It's late in the day. The sun is starting to lower in the sky a little. But once
Sounds a
again,
bit spooky.
once again, it returns to the 5 of you. By yourselves. And Daft got a crack.
Ollie, pass me the remote.
Oh, how are you guys feeling? I'm a bit tired. It's not easy work burning halflings.
No, I think a rest might be in order.
I feel a little guilty. I don't think these halflings are
Guilty.
actually a mob of murderous halflings.
They were coming right at us.
They quickly left when one was on fire and like oblivious to being on fire.
I wouldn't want to be
I
on
don't
fire.
No.
They just seem to want to leave after we killed most of them.
The mask left, right?
Yeah.
And
I
then
think
they
it was
left.
the mask, but when the mask left, their urge to kill left them.
There was no haste. I don't even know if there was an urge to kill.
But there's still something wrong because
Something wrong, yeah.
I mean, they didn't exactly cry in pain or anything. They just sort of walked away.
I don't think we should burn them until one attacks us next time. Just to be safe, because we could just be burning innocents here.
I'm with
That
him
we,
on
we
that.
don't need to burn, I think.
That's fine.
I was with you. I
That's,
was.
no,
yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
But just put me at the back.
All right, yeah.
Put me at the back, and I won't burn anymore. I'll burn.
That possesses a
I
human
won't
shield.
Operation.
So the question is,
Elf.
where are we going to find? Where are we going to rest up for a few hours?
Here, I mean, the skylight's broken here. Yes, we could be attacked during the night, or during some form of rest.
We could maybe barricade one of the upper rooms,
The bog.
the toilet.
Maybe not that one.
But we
Maybe that
could.
one.
We only know that this place is empty, and we know the tavern is a little bit empty, but that is all.
Oh, yeah. Like a minute ago, we were very desperate to get out of this place.
This is true. And then
And now only a minute or so has passed, and we're just gonna go have a nap in there.
There's a dead body in there.
That's a good point.
Poor old Conrack. I never really got to know him. Was he alright?
Seemed like a pleasant guy, yeah.
I like that he taught my
Shame.
language. I like that about him.
We could try the tavern.
It's very xenophobic.
I feel like bad things also happen in the tavern that we
Bad
tried
things
to
happen
escape
in the
from.
Tavern. Yes, this is true.
Maybe we should move on.
Why do you need to rest? I feel okay.
Oh, the magic is draining, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Let's move on. Let's try and find this other key.
Do we have any idea where this other key might be?
Well, there's one other big building. I guess we try that. If it's
Yeah.
the money box or whatever it's called, we can just move on to somewhere else.
He said they were right opposite each other. What was his name? It's in the book. Can't remember his name now. Bismuth. Said they were right opposite each other. But if you found one, the other one was across the road. So Wenton has to be potentially across the road.
We
Like,
just go
just
in.
jump
The,
through a sky.
Could he be one of the ones in the tavern?
Yeah, it's the Bright Pools, and we're here at the Adorium. Is it Adorium or something like that? Yeah, so it's just the Bright Pools. He said they were next to each other.
Who's going to go
Which-
first?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a look around, see if there's anything that looks like the bright pools.
Are you all outside?
Anyway, it's stood in the door.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go out and have a
I
look
think we
around.
congregated outside.
So as you step outside, this familiar whizzing and whirring of a mechanical sound flies towards you. Once again, this pole is kind of into place. This brass pole with these various different markings on them
Maybe we should
Just
have asked
returns
Conrad about
in
that.
front of you.
Didn't really have a lot of time before he became one with the pavement.
As you're falling, Conrad, can you anything?
The brass pole!
What does this pole's got? Like a hanging sign? Is this, they got little signs? What?
There's multiple. So there's a single copper or brass
Yeah.
pole, about 5 foot or so, and then off at the top there's a series of hinges that each one of them seems to be attached to a different flap of sorts, and each one of these flaps has what you appear to be halfling text on it.
It's like a
Okay,
sign
looking
that
at
would be like ba-ding. Would it be something like that?
that. They've got text on them. Is there any sort of pictograms or anything on there that might help for those who don't speak over the lingo?
Sure. So if you'd like to make a say a history check,
That's not great. That's 6. 8.
Can I help Stu in this?
sure.
Yeah. Can I will aid you. Yeah. Sorry.
That's
It was
even
Malcolm.
worse.
Yeah.
You've
It's Malcolm.
hindered him,
Sorry.
actually.
Yeah. Sorry.
Can I help? Can I help?
It's just
Let me see.
yeah. It's all halfling to you.
Good idea.
No sort of pictograms or anything on there that would be any sort of help.
That's a great idea because it's inspired me to take a rubbing.
Oh,
I'm going to take a rubbing of the sign that's being shown to us at the moment, if I can.
Okay. Yeah, it's slightly embossed, so
yeah.
the text would leave a mark if you have something to rub with.
Ooh, let's have a look. I've got a letter of introduction. Can I do it on the back of my letter of introduction? Just basically from the guild. Yeah. All right. I will. Use
What
some
are you using? To
charcoal
If
from.
you've got some charcoal.
So, what have I got in my tinder box? What do you think I'd have had in my tinder box? Something in my tinder box? Some form of charcoal, coaly stuff. Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe? Yeah.
Small amount of charcoal.
Yeah.
If not, Clary's got
Yeah.
a little bit left over.
No.
He'll have some
That's
behind
my
his,
charcoal.
behind his ear. I'm going to go rubbing of a sign.
Okay, whilst I'm saying that, you were looking around Nollis out the front.
Yeah, I'm looking for the shining pools.
Yeah, so the other
Bright.
building that was very
Bright pools.
very clear to you previously was this large central building. If you remember, you were looking out now, kind of at a square. You were to the west side of this square. You had come from the south originally, and this large building is quite a much lower building than the one you've just come from. It looks like maybe a single story, just with a slightly taller dome in the middle of it. Aside from that. It's a very long, flat building with this flattened off roof, but again, it looks quite lavish. There's a lot of fine decoration and fine craftsmanship to the material on the outside of it. The only other things, as you're kind of looking around the square, there's some larger, what seem to be sort of continuations of high streets or main roads of sorts that are coming off at various different angles from this square. So it's not the the only place that
Are there any
seems
shops?
available. So you can make a perception roll if you want, just to have a quick look around.
Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Just
2K max.
it seems so.
I've been here before.
Yeah.
Prison Break. He's just got the city tattooed on his body. Oh, actually.
So within this square, there's clearly this one main central building where all the streets lead to. So you can be fairly sure that this is a significant part of the city. There's also all of these. Do you remember you stood in an archway previously, just on the rim, the perimeter of this square where Nollis was hiding previously? They seem to be all the rest of the way around this square, and they seem to be purely ornamental, aesthetic embellishments of the city, where you took shelter from previously. Aside from that, you've got the track where this sign of sorts runs from. And then you've got the mists that are kind of creeping over the tops of these buildings. Behind you and to the left, you've got this large cliff face, which some of these other buildings are built into. You can maybe make out some other larger structures against the cliff face, just slightly over the buildings with your 20 perception roll.
I was sort of specifically looking for. Zolan was looking for an armourer.
Yes, there's nothing other than what I've described. So there's no shop other than the one you've just emerged from.
Fair enough. Okay.
Rubbish.
Right.
I think it's the big flat building. I think that's where we're supposed to go.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Do we want to hide and cover as we go?
I guess so. I'm happy to do that. I'm gonna have a look around. Is there any kind of like gangs of halflings with batons weighing anywhere?
So you can give me a perception roll.
Twisted.
Bam. Nah, that's not great. It's only a 7.
7. You don't make out anybody at the
It
minute.
looks completely safe. I think we should go in.
Yeah, it's only just
Yeah.
across the road. I think we'll make a scuttle for
Let's
it.
get off the streets.
Yeah.
Still go.
You feel a little bit cooler. You realise that the shadows adjusted slightly from the angle of the cliff above you, and you're now kind of sort of entirely within shadow. It's just a little bit cooler now. You're walking across this square, straight across, and trying to find the entrance to this large central building. There doesn't seem to be one on the side that you're accessing it from, which is that westerly side. So you can go kind of around the north or the south side.
It's circular, is it?
So it's a long rectangular shape. You're on a short side,
Right.
and then there's a long sides on the north and south side.
Left or right?
What do you think?
What's the darkest, sneakiest side?
Good plan.
So you would probably. So the majority of this building is dark on both sides.
Flip a currency?
You go north. North is always better.
North.
Should we go north side?
North side.
North.
Round to the north side.
So you head around to that north side, and as you do so,
Oh, damn.
1,000 halflings.
as you do so,
So many bees.
you start to so you're kind of on the corner. You're just kind of keeping to the wall, looking around the side to see if you can see an entrance. You don't see an entrance on this side, but from one of the other main streets that seems to be leaving to the north side, just the same kind of width as the main one you came in from, quite a wide street. Just between the gaps of two of these archways, you realise that there's somebody just looking at you from behind, very similar to how Nollis had his leg just slightly out. Just from behind one of the archways, there's a small halfling with very long, seemingly wet grey hair.
Jingo?
He's hunched in a very peculiar way, hunched right over, almost crouching, kind of ready to kind of spring. That's how he looks. He's kind of coiled there, and he's just staring directly at you. And when he realises that you guys have spotted him, He's not well hidden at all. When you realise you rolled a 1. When you guys realise when he realises that you guys spotted him, he just leaps to the side, just behind one of these archway pillars.
We gotta get
I'm
him.
gonna run over to him.
Okay,
Nice.
just running.
You got there before me.
You
Running
probably go
s-
faster than I, yeah?
You
Probably outrun me.
Race.
So the two of you are running straight over there.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
You can get over to him virtually immediately. He's still crouched right down,
Smeagol?
and he's just looking. He's looking up at you. A similar stance. He has similar stance.
Reveal to me your secrets, halfling.
He looks up at you, and in his right hand he's got a small wooden stick, which looks like a wand.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
And
Harry?
he as you come up to him, he
You
just
got
goes,
Dobby.
but he physically makes the noise with his mouth. And he just backs away a little bit.
Malcolm stops and just sort of has himself down.
Do you speak the Clowenton, little man?
Oh!
Maybe?
You're not halflings?
No.
Definitely
No, not.
Oh, great. The only one who understands our language is a complete box case.
I think the last guy was too,
Mhm.
to be fair. God rest his soul.
I've been watching you!
Have you? We weren't aware. You were very stealthy.
And he's kind of still in this frog-like position, and he just kind of takes a backwards left jump behind another one of the arches and slightly out of your sight again, but you can still see one of his knees.
Do you want to come out and talk about what
Leans back out.
If you were trying to injure me, I can teach you how to injure people, and that is not the way.
You're not the masked people, are you?
No.
No.
Well,
He stands straight up and he comes over to you and he puts out his hand to just shake your hand.
Nance will shake his hand. Well,
Okay?
Yeah.
Tiny little hand, you're
Yeah.
looking right down at him.
Yeah.
He shakes your hand.
Hello.
Super magic!
Yes. That sounds like something we can agree on. But tell me more about this.
Watch this! And he jumps out to the left again. He puts his wand in his left hand and he looks across at you three. We're being followed!
No,
I'm gonna duck.
They're with us.
there was us. Do not hurt them with your powerful
Hi.
magical ability.
Hi!
Do you know where the bright pools are?
Yes!
Care to lead us?
Where are they? What is your name, by the way, sir?
Super magic!
Your name is Super Magic.
Marvelous.
I see you shook my hand and you said Super Magic. I get it. Has Super Magic always been your name? Always?
Yeah,
we know.
Was there a time maybe that people knew you as something else?
Wenton, maybe?
Like before all this happened? Maybe?
Old Walk!
Old walk?
No, super magic!
Super Magic. Old walk.
What are you doing?
We're here to we're just here to make things better and stuff.
Get rid of some of the masks and hopefully save some of the places where the water goes from here.
This way! And he just starts to kind of leap off, and he's quite slow, but he's running a little bit, but his strides are tiny, they're even smaller than they should be. He's running really, really quickly, but making very little distance.
I think we should follow him.
Yeah, Clary follows.
And he kind of scuttles slightly along the.
But just walks, and he's like walking along.
He scuttles along, and he looks around when you're kind of stood in the middle of the square. Where are we going?
You told us to follow you.
Oh.
You're going to take us to the bright pool.
He just sits down where he is in the middle of this square next to this building, cross-legged.
Super magic. Can you cast magic as per your name? Gee, can you show me some magic?
That's what he's doing. That is the magic.
Okay, maybe super magic. Maybe fire at one of those pillars. And then so what Clary's going to do is he's going to G up like a firebolt.
Okay.
And then when super magic fires at the pillar, he's going to fire the fire.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, if you give me an Arcana check just to see how how subtly you do that.
Come on, dice. Yes. It's a 22.
Okay. You manage to arc it in such a way that it almost seems like it arrives from his very hand. Even the rest of you think he actually. Wow, see?
You're impressive.
I know.
Actually,
And this
quite impressive.
building's just gone shattered and flaming now. One of the columns is crumbling a little bit.
Yeah.
Into my office.
Okay.
Okay. Where is your office, Super Magic?
We're in my office.
No, okay.
Marvellous. Yes, I thought that might be the
Yeah,
case.
makes
Do
sense.
you do the
Sit down. Sit down.
You can sit down really quickly.
Yeah.
I sat down minutes ago.
So fast, I didn't even see it happen.
Yeah.
You are so big.
And I'll stand up and show him how big I am.
Wow. You are so blue.
I get that a lot.
You are a gnome.
That I am. Thank you for telling the difference between halflings and gnomes. You are the first.
Hey, you're not a halfling?
What are you doing here?
We're here to rid Dathkar Crag of this madness.
Madness?
Yeah, you're the first sane person we've met.
The
Actual
masks,
sniggering.
The mask people.
How can I help you?
Oh well, we need a guide through Dathkar Crag.
Ah, guide. I can guide.
Yes.
If there's one thing that super magic can do, it's guide. Asta Kalasta!
I like him a lot.
Can I pull out my rubbing and
long
can you
day.
read Super Magic? What,
Yes.
can you tell me what this? Can you translate this, please, into common?
He looks at it. He says, "Adorium." And when
So that's why we were on the
when he
other
says
one,
that very moment, the pole flies back on one of these tracks and comes to stop exactly where you are. The second he says it, one of these little panels with the writing on pings up and points back towards the Adorium.
Shining pools.
Bright pool.
Bright
Pools.
The second you say bright pools, this pole fires back up again, and it points right next to this building that you're stood at.
Well, we don't need a guide anymore. So, Super Magic, you need to find some other useful skills.
I think we can bring him with us.
I have lots of skills. I'm the mayor.
Yay! We love mayors!
Really?
Good man.
Like, was that a recent appointment, or is that something that's been there for a long time?
I'm the mayor.
Self-appointed or?
Did people vote for you? Did they vote for you?
Presumably.
I voted for you.
Yeah.
We
maybe-
vote for you.
Maybe you can explain what's going on here. Why is everybody walking around in a trance? Why are we being attacked at random?
Come this way. He just takes your hand, Malcolm. Tiny little halfling hand, and again this strange shuffly little run where his legs don't move far enough. That's not written in. That's just off the cuff. You run. And then he grabs you by the hand. He stands up quickly, and he starts running in a direction, kind of to the north. So what the archway he was hiding under is going kind of back up that main strip of road that he's going on.
Yeah, we follow.
Yeah,
At
I
normal
won't
pace.
resist. I'll let him pull me along.
So he's walking around. Look out! And he just pulls you to the side, and he ducks you in behind one of these buildings, these square buildings. They're much smaller here. They're normal-sized, just regular-sized one-story halfling buildings. He just pulls you into the alleyway.
What did you see, Super Magic?
There's some funny people about.
Can I look around?
You can peer out, yeah, certainly, and make a perception roll.
I don't see anything.
He puts his hand over your eyes.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot see them!
You're right, I can't.
Are they dangerous, Super Magic?
I think so.
Blast them.
There's too many.
Reap, maybe you should look around. And I'll get Reap to just look around.
And
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. So you look around the corner, and yeah, you can give me a perception roll.
He gets
through Reap.
advantage on perception roll.
rolls.
16 plus 3 is 15.
It's got 2 16s.
16 plus 3.
It's 15.
Sorry, yes, lots, 19.
19. Yeah, so you looked
Great
at
at looking for things, not so good at
I'm very tired. We played a lot of D&D recently.
So as you look right down past the square, where you came from is actually very near where the tavern was and the pool originally. You can make out just a couple of probably halflings that seem to be stood up.
Near the pool where we were.
Near, do you remember there was a steam pool outside the back of the tavern?
Okay.
Yeah, so
So Reef's just like, I'll just have a look around
it's a
here.
long way into the distance. It's over 100 feet.
And tells
200
Clary,
feet.
there's 2 of those little blinds down there.
Yeah. And this way.
There's 2 of them around there.
And he runs you straight across the street, just parallel to where you were, and looks back again.
Okay.
Where are we going?
I can't remember.
Just take us where you think we should go.
Make sure it's the right place, though.
You want to go to the gnome line?
Well, I'll go to a gnome line. What's the gnome line? Sounds fantastic.
This way.
Let's go.
And he just shuffles off again.
Yeah.
And he's making the noises again.
Yeah.
And he's shuffling off, and he's just keeping to the sides, and he's just running as quickly as he can.
Gnome line.
And it's just a strange little.
Do I know what a
movement.
gnome line is?
You can give me a
gnome
history roll.
Is there a gnome line in my town? On the 4th little hill.
It's a line of dead
Oh,
gnomes,
no.
15.
once massacred.
15.
There's just a queue of
It,
them. They're all just
it
standing
rings a bell.
Is it? A gnome
Yeah,
line.
it rings a bell, but you can't quite place exactly.
I hope it's not going to be tragic
what it is.
when we get there.
You might have heard somebody talk about it once before.
Ooh.
So he just runs you that way. And you're still going down this main road, just keep constantly looking out side to side. He seems super sketchy and paranoid. He's just, this way, come on,
As we're going along, do we see any more halflings
You
milling
can keep a
around?
perception roll going if you want.
That's not bad. That'd be 16. It's 18.
As you're kind of shuffling and running, you can't go your full speed, otherwise you'd be way ahead of him. Even you, so as you're sort of running along, as you're kind of peeking through one of the buildings, you do notice a halfling just as you're running, just a quick glimpse, sat inside one of the houses. Seems to be in a very similar, just motionless, sat very very upright position. Not really
So, yeah,
compos mentis.
enough to be able to put 2 and 2 together that this is pretty much what everybody's like around here.
Possibly.
Apart from
He's
this.
watching a wooden box, but it's just a wooden box,
Mhm.
which a bit
With
of
piece of
aerial
glass in
coming
the-
out
a
of it.
piece of glass in the front of it.
Yeah.
And he keeps going. And as you're continuing down this path, it becomes pretty clear you're heading towards this great dark entrance. It's a very very large, huge door, much bigger than any of the other doors. We're talking. This door's probably 30 or 40 feet high. Great big. Looks like this entrance to maybe a mine or a cave or something of that nature. Certainly going under the cliff.
Standard gnome door, that.
It's also got this.
Gnomes, maybe.
It's got this great big. Embellishment to the front side as well. As you're running in that direction, there seems to be a small hut just to the left of the entrance as well. For the first time, you realise there's something that you can actually read.
Oh, brilliant.
There is a huge, great writing above this archway in an arched shape, written on some brass or copper, engraved, and in Gnomish. If anyone else can read Gnomish, or is it just a...
You know what I mean?
Is it like common?
No.
Is it anything like Elvish?
So in Gnomish, it reads the gnome line, and then just above it, you can see some halfling text,
Which, I guess, yeah.
which one might assume is the translation of the same thing.
This is like the Russians. We just like pipe gas all the way to this place.
There's
A line of gas all the way here.
there are some kind of brass or gold or copper columns, some different kind of a facade or a fascia to the whole front of it, much more than just a cave entrance. It's quite grand.
Is this quite usual for a gnomish thing?
The architecture, again, if you want to give a quick history.
Quick
history.
You tell him.
It's a 19. I will tell him right now. Yeah, well, it's a 19 plus 3 for history. Yeah.
Yeah.
22.
It's very typical of halfling construction. You can tell this particular design. Sorry, gnomish. You can tell this particular design seems to be gnomish.
Yeah.
You know, your little experience with halflings has given you no indication that they've got half the construction ability that the great gnomes have.
Great, that's right. Great.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are these great
Remember this. You will see.
Great now.
Diseased elf.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
he got mean
Yeah.
when he's around his own people.
Yeah.
This is what happens when gnomes get their hair cut. Then I don't want to see a one.
Oops, sorry.
It's just stopped in the middle of the road, probably 40 feet from this entrance. You can see there's just this little hut with its door kind of swinging off on its hinges, just where the entrance is. You know, it turns very dark as you enter. This hut's kind of half in and out of darkness, and then there's just this black. You know, you just lose your sight into it, even with dark vision.
What is this super magic? What's this for? What's this place?
The gnome line.
Yeah, we don't have one where I come from.
Tell him.
I don't know. It's very gnomish.
Zolan, this is you.
I can't remember. I actually don't know what's here.
Cool, 19.
That was
23.
That was for no, it was a 15 for a gnome line. If I knew what a gnome line was, I've heard of them.
You're very funny.
Tell him. Super hands, super magic. What's it called?
We can call it super.
Super magic.
Super hands seller.
That is a D&D one shot I'd like to play.
Oh gosh, yeah. Super magic.
Adventures of Super Hands.
I won't just tell you. I'll show you.
Is it safe?
Is
in
it
here?
going to be
safe?
dangerous? But is it safe?
The big man took the gold man.
Yep.
Can I head over to the little hut, just have a little look through, and maybe look for some papers or something like that, try and discern actually what the gnome line is, yeah.
I will
Maybe.
aid you. In
See if there's a production sheet or something like that, I don't know.
The
something
mountain
like
man took the gold merchant man.
Oh, it was the gold woman, probably. It was the golden haired, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
No, he said man.
I'd say man, but he's crazy.
Is there any torches in the entrance to the archway? This tunnel leading down. Are there torch sconces at all anywhere?
You don't notice anything immediately, but it's difficult to see inside as you haven't got vision. It's virtually pitch black for you. Yeah.
Mars is
Down
gonna
there.
cast light on an arrow and
Okay.
then just fire it down. Then.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Fire it down.
Yeah. It's that row of children. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Aim high, because there'll be gnome height,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah.
Hundreds,
You can do
hundreds
that
of gnomes all in a
without
line
rolling.
now.
Yeah.
He's just gonna fire it down. And follow
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hatchling.
It's Rich.
Thanks, Rich. Hi, Rich.
Cheers, Rich.
Thanks, Rich. Really appreciate that.
I haven't
Actually,
subscribed.
DM was somebody that we met at the Comic Con this weekend. So
Yeah.
great to play some D&D with you, and thank you for joining us and watching us this evening. Thank you.
Good name, Rich. Rich.
So yeah, you fire that arrow down into the tunnel. It lights up blue. That's your usual
Yeah,
colour.
blue. Like
Lights
a
up blue. You can see it a little bit better now. You realise that it seems to be very similar to how you might imagine a mine. There seems to be a route, there's sort of a track down the middle of it. Whether or not it's in the same, similar to rails, whether or not it's operational, it's unclear. But you can see lots and lots of debris around. There's a lot of rocks, quite some reasonably large rocks. So if you were trying to get a cart through or anything, it wouldn't pass. There's a lot of debris in that area. They're the first things that you can glean.
No slavering monsters. Or...
Not that you can make out of them.
Super magic. Where does this tunnel go?
He does a 360 spin with his wand. He doesn't make any noise though. Just lands and just stands in that crouched position looking at you again.
I think we may have got all that we can from super magic.
This man is incredible.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Oh,
No, it goes to the gnome place.
Ooh.
You are hilarious. Yeah, good best jokes.
That's one word for it.
He said no one knows. But he knows.
No one knows.
No one knows. Ah!
And he just runs to the side in behind another building again.
Should we go? Should we head in to the
Nonetheless,
gnome
just gonna
thing?
hide behind what I assume is a ticket booth.
The
So you're going up to the ticket booth. A couple of
I
other
assume
we were
ticket
already
booth.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you.
I'm going to hide behind it because I assume super magic has run off because this isn't coming.
I'm just going to sort of put myself up against the side of the archway, so with the wall of it. So
So you're on the
tunnel
exterior
goes-
to the
yeah,
tunnel.
tunnel
Yeah.
going that way behind
Fine.
me.
And Thorinir.
So if
Same.
anything-
Just
if anything comes out of the tunnel, I'm ready.
nice.
Okay, fine.
can I think back to when the mask was trying to attack me? I'm just trying to remember any changes in smell, atmospheric pressure, humidity, sounds, anything that I can be kind of passively thinking about.
Atmospheric pressure.
Atmospheric pressure. That's a good one. Let me just consult
feet of
my...
mercury.
Proficient in atmospheric pressure.
Check
Can't even say it.
Atmospheric professor.
Do you know how far from sea level you are right now? Do you know in feet?
Yeah,
how-
3.4.
Only 3.4 feet from sea level.
I think I'm going to ask for a survival check there.
Well, I'll give it to you.
Sass.
Ooh.
21.
Strong.
21. It was certainly a magical experience. You are not, and you got that sense of extreme atmospheric pressure. You got that sense of extreme. It felt.
Slight headache.
It almost felt like it had a gravity to it. It was pulling. You felt like you were being pulled into it with against your will. You're not getting that same sense right now.
Alright. Well, I'm keeping a sense out for it.
Sure. So the two of you are in the hut.
One in the hut, yeah, to
Yeah,
try and
so
have a
it's,
look.
so its door is kind of totally hanging off of one of its hinges. It's sort of half collapsed out of the room.
Bad craftsmanship.
Again, it's quite
money.
small and halfling or gnome size perhaps. Inside the hut, there's kind of dirty furniture. It's a little bit of a dust or a soot almost from this cave area. You can see kind of small overalls hanging up from some of the low pegs in the room. There's like charts and paperwork kind of all around this area, and also affixed to the wooden walls. They all seem to be in this halfling script. None of you can read it.
Yeah.
There, you also see the kind of half covering this like shield that's on one of the walls, just hung up. This white shield. You can also make out kind of some picks, some chisels, other tools. There's like a magnifying glass which rests on the top of some small rocks. Yes.
Can Clara investigate the maps and things to see if he can work out what they were doing down there?
Sure. Yeah.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Not bad. That's a 24.
The maps. The best way you could describe it is they look like ledgers of some nature. You can see the way they're formatted. It's sort of that kind of spreadsheet style, isn't it? You've got rows and then bits of data being entered in a consistent format. Past that, there seems to be there's lots of lists. There's a lot of it is lists, but
All written in halfling.
all written in halfling. 24. As you go up to one of the walls and you're investigating some of these charts, there's a series of these charts kind of sort of pinned up or pegged up in these different places, and the ones that are kind of half covering the shield, as you kind of they're in an awkward angle, and you kind of move them and check them out, and you realise that there's this large, unbelievably impressive shield in front of you, and it's got a large kind of sculpted hand protruding from its centre, and it's just hung up on this wall. This big white shield-shaped shield. I don't know what that shape is.
Kite
other than a
shield,
shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a kite?
Can't shit.
I think we should give this to Nollis.
Let's
He'd
call him
love
in.
this.
I'm
See
here,
if it's,
actually.
see if it's useful.
Oh, Nollis.
Is this
Hi
any?
there.
I was just waiting for you to notice me.
You're blue. I never not noticed you. What do you think of this shield?
It looks nice.
You want it?
It looks like there is someone trapped inside it.
Inside
Which
this?
is a little bit disconcerting.
Well, if we spin it around, we'll see.
Nonsense, just going to pick it up.
Okay. So you pick the shield. It's heavy. It's well built. It's has this very impressive sculpted hand protruding from the front of it. You don't know
Is it an open hand, a fist?
past that.
Swearing? Is it rocking?
It is.
The surf's up.
One finger up. Shield of cursing.
So it's kind of a.
No, if it's Nollis, it's a big thumbs up.
It's a golden hand that's slightly open, kind of reaching out, kind of gold trim around the outside. And it's golden hand, and then the rest of the shield is like this beautiful white.
Beautiful.
Reaching out for help, for like desire, needs something.
You can make an insight roll.
There's an offering.
I guess it depends which way you hold it.
6.
Very
Just
mechanical
open.
then.
Yeah, not sure.
Does it feel good to wield? Like,
One of them.
As you hold it, yes,
Does it feel
it's
like-
an excellent shield. You're very impressed
It
with
doesn't
it.
feel like heavily ornate or anything. It's kind of.
It looks practical. The hand is unusual and gives it a strange balance, but seems to be a fairly practical shield.
What do you think, Zolan? You craft these things.
Just a good shield.
Perhaps it is
knock.
magic or something. Perhaps we should take some time when we get a moment to investigate it further.
You want me to have a look?
You can do, but it would take us time, no?
That'll take me a jiffy. He's just going to kneel down, touch the hard ground, close his eyes, and open his eyes again. And there we go. We can see if there's any magic on the
You
shield.
cast detect magic.
Casting detect magic.
Certainly did.
So as you do that, you realise there is both. So the shield itself glows a bright green colour. This is certainly magical. That all of the gold and the white emanates this radiant lime green.
Anything else in the room?
Well,
Nothing else.
bad hands, is he?
Nothing.
Is he glowing?
Nothing. Yeah. He's out of sight at the moment. He's ducked behind the building somewhere. The only other thing is there's this general slight green to the mist and the air around you.
Okay.
Cool. Detect magic lasts 10 minutes, just FYI.
Sure.
Cool. It's a magical shield, Alice.
Okay. I do not know what it does.
We'll
suppose
find out.
We need to take some time to investigate it and figure it
While all
out.
this is
Give it
going
to
on,
super
I'm over
magic.
by the tunnel entrance.
Mhm.
Can I hear anything
Give me a
coming
perception
from
roll.
the tunnel? I know I can't see it, but I can see down there because it's still. How long's your glowing arrow last?
Very good question. No idea.
It hasn't been a minute, so yeah, still
Yeah.
light at the moment.
Yeah,
Even
so
if it's
can
only a
I,
minute.
can I hear any movement or?
Yeah, give me a perception roll.
I'm concentrating very hard on seeing if anything. Not great. That's 10.
10. Nothing. It's a little bit echoey. There's, you hear these guys talking. They're kind of taking up most of your audible space.
No, you should hold the shield. No, you should hold the shield.
Shake hands with the shield.
I bet you won't shake its hand.
Oh yeah, no, I think it would probably like.
Lasts up to an hour, so.
Am I magic? I don't know. Are you magic?
It's a good shield. We'll find out when something tries to kill me. So we have come a long way from what we are supposed to do here. No?
I think super magic is. He knows what to do. You do? No, I'm
At that point,
joking.
just from-
He's mad.
From 30 yards in front of you,
Is he magic?
flying
he's
out.
licking you.
Yeah. Is there nothing magical about super magic?
There's no green.
Yeah.
going on.
Oh.
Oh, he
In
seems
fact,
kind of
he's
sad.
ever so slightly less green.
Oh. Maybe we should focus on our objective and go to the pools.
That isn't our main objective. This is like a Jingo moment. I think with Dathgar Grag, the fixing of Dathgar Grag is the objective. The lockbox is a minor objective.
Yes, but we do not
Just to
know
be
how to
safe.
fix Daskar Crag.
We don't yet know, but
Ferrying about under the earth does
I
not
don't
sound
want us-
like a good
I don't want us
start.
to get too carried away with the bright pools.
But we are going to go
Potentially.
find Jingo, right?
Yeah, later. Yeah, of course.
I'm
Hey,
kidding.
hey.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
We're
I know
going
he's
to
dead.
get Django.
I know he's dead.
Cool, so we'll leave you here. Don't say that, Lauren. It just makes me sad.
Yeah,
He has got a point. We are
yeah,
not supposed to be here to stop whatever is the rot in this place.
yeah. Don't want us to forget
Well,
about
if
that.
this place
However,
is a
he
pool,
is entirely wrong because that guy said if we get the keys and we get the thing, there's something that can get us out of this world.
Yeah. So that is...
That's pretty important.
That could be the thing.
I'm not saying we don't go for the keys, but I think
It's the only lead we have, no?
true enough. Yeah.
Even I know that.
Okay.
And I don't know much.
Keys to the Star
Not
Engine,
anything.
is this?
Maybe. I don't know what Star Engine is, but cool.
Never heard of that.
Oh, you weren't. Who wasn't there? You guys weren't there.
They didn't even call it that.
Yeah, we did.
It was like a big motorbike or something.
Yeah.
Someone said those words together. Even if it was one of us.
I think it was the chat.
Talking about, is our friend Super Magic still here?
Right here.
Super Magic. While we're looking, we was told about a room
You can't
called...
see him at the moment, but you figure he's just the other side of the hut.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. The round flower room. Do you know what building contains the round flower room?
Pops right up.
Whoa! Stealthy.
This way.
This way.
Just takes your, it
We
takes
don't
your
need
hand.
They would do.
Round flower room! Wait.
Last time. Oh.
Oh.
And he starts running into the darkness ahead of you.
Malcolm, follow him.
I'm following him.
But it's not that dark because you've got the light there, so you've got this blue aura around him.
Oh, he's going into the...
He's getting in.
Oh, he's gone in.
Yeah.
I think
God.
this man might be taking us to somewhere crazy.
Death.
So what's new? Let's go.
Do we go this way now,
I don't think we should.
or do we go? Yeah, like
I could do with a little
Super Magic.
rest.
Stop.
He turns back around.
Where are you taking
What have you seen?
Where are you taking us?
Are you taking us to the round flower room?
The gnome line.
The round
He
flower
is
room.
obsessed with the gnome.
Is that in the no? Is that on the
Oh
gnome line?
jeez, come on, let's just go.
Why do you want to take us to the gnome line? We have only just got here.
What's
We
so
are
Because he's a gnome.
But yeah,
It's much appreciated.
what is so important about the gnome line?
I want to show you something.
No, okay.
Come on, let's
Let's go and see the
let's
crazy
go-
man's
yeah,
craziness.
let's see what the crazy man wants us to see.
Is it full of teeth?
It's
I
just
feel like it's
sage
going to be
leadership
full
or
of
virtue. Which one?
Virtue, this
Okay,
one.
let's-
Is it?
Virtue. We're helping a poor mad person.
We are not helping him.
We are.
We are
Super
indulging his
magic.
insanity.
We're enabling
Let's
him.
go. Yeah.
My people have a way of treating this. It involves
Might be a bit
electricity in the temple.
Oh no.
And he keeps
You have temples.
No, the temple.
keeps looking, and he looks at the light. So bright.
Yeah.
Why is it so bright? And he's just shuffling on.
The it's him. He can't.
I can't see in the dark.
He's got stupid
Oh,
eyes.
blind.
Yeah.
And he keeps on running
Nars is going to pick up his glowing arrow on the way by.
and just carrying it with you as a torch.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Also because I need it.
So he's just shuffling on for a little while. It's
You can't see
getting.
in the dark either.
No, I need the arrow.
Oh, right.
You don't feel like the mist necessarily. The green is slightly starting to just
Ooh.
dissipate a little bit in its
Okay.
location. It's a little. It's just pitch black aside from your blue light in here. You can all your eyes can adapt to it quite easily, although you can't see colour. You obviously need the light. He's carrying on. It's very echoey now in this area. It's a little bit more musty and cave-like within here. And it's very dark, and it's quite
How's the gravitational pull?
it's normal at the moment. And the
So you feel
Tracks
that?
from
Yeah.
down there.
there seems to be a type of track. It's you can't equate it directly to anything you've seen before, but it's a type of track.
It's not like a light in the distance suddenly getting very large.
It's a- You're going down here.
What the?
The gnome line,
What's in the gnome line?
the great trade route of Daskar Crag and the gnomes. And he's
brilliant.
For many years, Daft, you can tell he's really enjoying it. Many years.
I feel like I'm in like an audio like museum thing.
Daft Crag traded its fine cloths for the gnomes, and the gnomes gave us their wonderful hands to build these marvelous cities. Carry on. He's quiet again and keeps on shuffling.
Do you reckon there's like a place we can get snacks like on the way?
Like a large cola.
We have those.
You should shuffle on a
Yeah, we
little
can
while
see
longer.
Yeah.
And you've been already shuffling for a few hundred feet. You
Are
can
we all shuffling? We joining in the...
Well, you're walking at the shuffling pace, otherwise you are exceeding it.
I imagine we're all just like bumping into each
Yeah.
other.
It's very frustrating for you, Thorny. I mean, you're probably
I've been
and
running.
yourself, Malcolm, you're quite quick.
Running back and forwards like an excitable dog.
Keeps walking again. You realise, and he's looking down. All these rocks, and they're kind of in the way. I'm just getting annoyed by them. There's lots. Certainly more debris than you would expect if this was operational. He's walking down a little bit further, and as you get a little bit further on for the first time, you see what seems to be an end to this, but it's not a passageway or an entrance. There seems to be a blockade. There's a great big, what looks like rubble wall that you're coming into. Remember, this is a big high. It's the same 40-foot high, arched, carved out tunnel that you're
Does
in.
it look deliberately made, or does it look like a cave in?
You can. It's tricky to see with the light, but as you get a little bit closer to it, you can give me an investigation roll.
No stone coming this time, Stu.
Yeah.
No, that shows really, because that was a 1.
Avalanche!
Yeah, you've just not seen this before. Entirely new thing. No idea.
Right.
How do we get through super magic?
Well, you see, you can't. That's what I was showing you. The gnome line, it doesn't work
It's
anymore.
blocked.
When was the last
Well,
time
it's all the way
the
down.
gnome line came through here?
I think this was just a day or so ago,
Oh,
or a few days ago.
It
Right.
collapsed a few days ago, or the last train line, the last gnome
Remember,
line
everybody
came
in the
through.
village thought that everything had happened yesterday.
When was your last birthday? Do you have birthday here? You celebrate the day of your birthday?
I know, he's crazy.
I don't remember.
I thought that might be the case.
What's he doing there? As you follow his eyes, you realise that there's somebody lying, just partly buried under this rock, these fallen boulders.
Feet sticking out or head sticking out?
Most of the torso it seems to be buried kind of to the knees.
Claro, we'll investigate the body.
Okay.
That's my job.
You don't know until he is dead.
And Super Magic just turns around and he just starts to run off in the other direction.
Right, we can
As-
catch him up later.
Okay, so you go up to the person.
It's 21 for investigation.
So they're absolutely covered in this kind of black, sooty, like dusty debris, and as you start to uncover them and just kind of dust away a little bit of the black from them, you are startled as the eyes just open and look straight at you.
Thought that might be the case.
You alright, friend?
And he's got movement of one, like his right hand, his left hand seems to be under, his legs seem to be under, and as you just starting to clean him up just a little bit, you realise that he's wearing. Give me an insight roll. No, perception roll. Please. Perception. I lied.
11.
11. You recognise him. You're pretty sure that it's the gold merchant, Count from Callus.
Well,
He's from Callus.
Nolus is going to cast Spare the Dying on him.
Okay, just
just stabilises him.
Yeah.
So he's not in immediate threat of dying.
Certainly. So you do so, and this magic. How does this magic appear?
Again, this is like a. He's going to have just kind of like a warm, glowing blue hand, and he's just going to press it on his back.
Sure. Oh, the magic. Users.
Yes, it'll save your life. That is us, yes.
What are you doing here?
I do not know. We came across you by accident. I'm more interested in what you're doing here.
Oh, you're the prisoners. How did you get away from Callus?
Really? That's the most important thing you can think of right now? How did you end up under a landslide?
I was kidnapped.
By who?
The barbarians.
Mm.
Baal.
They were here. They were
Yes,
in
they-
Dathkar Crag.
They came here and fought, they told us.
Yeah, but that was
Thorin is
ages
just going to
ago.
remind you all.
Mm.
They said this like 10 minutes ago.
They did. They said,
I'm just be looking real smug.
That was like fast brock between then and there. Like,
That was
gee.
days ago.
There was a man with a white. He's coughing and
the
spitting.
white hair?
White
Oh, my God.
face. Godfrey.
Godfrey? Godfrey
He's gone.
was kicked off the... Yeah, you fought Godfrey.
Yep, he's dead.
Took
Yes.
me here on a big beast like a cat.
Oh yeah, this is real. It's a real repeat. Yeah.
We're having flashbacks now.
I got hit in the face with one of those.
Well, you don't have to worry about Godfrey anymore. He's dead.
So if we let you out of these rocks, are you going to be nice to us, given the whole Callus thing, or do you want to just die here? I mean, reasonable.
Why are you here?
We're here to free Dathkar Crag. It's under some form of witching.
You're evil.
No, we're not.
Well,
We were set
he might
free
be.
by Captain Vilnos.
Yeah.
You killed the Brock.
Yes.
The men of
No, we did.
the men of Baal killed your Brock.
The Barnet.
Why were you in the?
Don't spread rumors.
Why were you in the song barn?
Looking for the
we were
halflings.
looking
We
for
were
Jingo.
We were looking to save a halfling.
Oh, it
for
looks
Jingo.
very suspicious now, though, actually.
Looks very suspicious.
You were there, Thorin.
No, I was not.
We were set up. It was an elaborate ploy to sow the seeds of chaos.
Apart from those guards that died, that was us.
They
yeah, that was
didn't.
that was a bit of an accident.
They died.
They died.
Just give me a persuasion check to see if he believes you.
With the booties.
+1, baby.
Jeepers.
Dear, that's
Jeepers.
not brilliant. So that's with the booties. Do I get an extra +1?
Yes.
That makes it 10.
Oh.
So, and help him persuade.
Yeah, I was just like, just twist my foot. Look at my boot.
Like a,
You can see he's still wearing his.
Twist your foot on his throat.
You can see he's still wearing his kind of golden shawl, his golden robes. You can even still see the marks of like golden sort of face paint that he's got in little dots and patterns on his face. Even his dyed or stained golden beard just pokes out from this black soot.
hang on, this guy hates halflings, doesn't he? He ordered them all to be punished.
He was the evil guy that was kicking people in the streets, right? Was that him?
That was his.
We're having this conversation in front of him.
Yeah.
He's the evil guy, right?
That wasn't him. That was one of his assistants.
He
who-
turned up just as we
That
were.
was Lancelinus who
Let's-
living broke.
Let's be honest, all humans look the same.
Yeah.
It's not doubt on it. I mean, it could be Malcolm down there. I don't know. No.
Where
This,
is
this
Mal?
one's particularly different to the humans I've met before.
Because he is gold.
He's a lot more golden.
There's a lot more gold. That was what I noticed too. Other than that, exactly the same.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Why
he's, like,
do you
he's like a
want-
golden Malcolm.
Why do you think the mountain men took you here? What was their motivation?
Persuasion.
Ooh. Yeah. Nice. Not a lot. Persuasion, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
A strong 5.
Why does it matter now?
well, it kind of does
That's
to
the
us,
point.
I suppose. Look, we can get you out of here anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to get out of here.
Fine.
Why would you not want to get out?
What have you done?
I'm dying.
There's plenty of magic users that can stop you from dying.
destroyed.
That is true.
Well, we don't know yet. We've not been in. It might be just like a little scarred.
Probably destroyed. It's likely your entire livelihood is gone. But you know, you gotta keep on living. That's the part of life.
You are here to kill me.
Weirdly enough, no.
Seriously,
No,
if we
we're
were
not.
here to kill you,
It would be
why
very
would
easy.
we
Like,
revive you?
so easy, because you are literally like.
yeah,
just
not exactly
squished
a
right
hard
now.
target.
In fact, have you heard of a plant called Maud?
No.
It's a healing plant from the Blue Forest. I can give you some. You'll feel much better.
I'm gonna take a look at.
Do you want to live?
I'm gonna take a look at the rocks around him. I'm gonna suss out if I move the rock on top of him, if everything's gonna collapse.
Okay, if you give me a survival check.
Good thinking, Nollis. I wouldn't want to waste my good Maud.
Oh lord, it's not good. That's a 6.
Strong.
6. Maybe.
I'm gonna give it a good shove and see if it'll budge.
Okay, give me a strength check
I'll give you a hand.
Yay!
with advantage.
With advantage. I'm gonna do it with blessing as well. BAM!
Oh.
Table.
Little extreme.
16.
17. I'll go with 17.
17.
Yeah.
These are, the boulder above him is flipping colossal, so you are giving it everything you've got, and you can nudge it just a small amount, even with you helping. Small amount. Could be enough if he really pulled and pulled.
If we push this, can you drag
But
it
you
out?
dropped it back on him because it was too heavy.
I think maybe all of us should push this, and then Zoe will drag him out.
On game.
Right.
Got him by the hair.
Okay.
By the beard.
He's got a golden wrap that's
This
slightly
is
come
one
away.
Short and curly.
Well, if I can see any hair, that's what I've got him.
Fine,
right.
yeah.
Reap, if you sit on his head, and if he does anything, you just
Don't humiliate me.
you give him the old
He's
tap.
dying.
Humiliate, we're the only ones here.
But it is funny.
It is
It is funny.
We're going to tell our fans.
So you've kind of got it held up a
We're
little
gonna
bit.
push against
Yeah,
the rock.
I'm going to push against Malcolm.
Quick!
Thorn, are you
Pull
going to
him
help?
out,
I'm
it's
doing
heavy.
one of the two.
Just give me an overall group strength check.
Is that
then.
help or not help?
Do you want me in on this overall strength check?
Ooh.
Cool.
15.
Nine.
That's good for me.
14.
12.
Now, I rolled a 1,
I am.
but I did get 3 from blessing and 1 from my strength. So it's a
I'm
5
the strongest man right now.
You managed to push rock the rock up just a little bit, and it gets to a point where
It's not the rock.
oh, he's screaming in pain as you're trying to pull his leg.
pushing.
Harder!
Horrific.
Put a sock in his mouth. Pull harder.
I'll punch him
Seems
in
to
the
really
stomach.
be hurting you.
Reap put a towel in his mouth.
And after probably 20 seconds of this excruciating agony, you're kind of wincing as you're seeing him do it. You finally manage to, with a little bit of a scraping sound, pull him free, and you can see his legs
Which
just
leg?
bleeding. His left leg's
It
just
didn't
bleeding
disconnect.
profusely. Some of the cloth's been ripped away and been left behind. And yeah, you can see his leg's in a very, very bad
And a
way.
bowl patch now as well.
I think that'll rub out.
I'll immediately use my medical kit to bandage his leg, just to stabilise that.
The way I'm
If
looking
you
at
don't mind.
this man is incredibly weak. I mean, we'd be doing him a service to leave him to die in the stock cave.
What do you want?
Oh, well, we
We
could
didn't think that far ahead.
really do with some information on Dathgar Crag. We know very little about this place.
I don't know anything about it.
What about the?
Have you
What
never
about,
been here before?
The man took me here.
Okay, I tell you what, if you could do one thing, is let people in Callus know that we're not bad guys. We saved your life.
Without magic.
Yeah.
Yet.
How did this happen?
The whole explosion. Explosion.
The man, the white-faced man, thinks I was exchanged as like some kind of prize
You are the second most beautiful woman in Asher.
with a lady.
So you were exchanged with the lady. You were given to somebody else.
Yes.
Who were you given to?
A man called Benji.
Oh no.
Why did he want you, do you think?
For a shot.
Dragon man.
Yeah, but why did they want you?
Why
What
you?
value do you have?
He wanted me to take him to a specific place.
Where?
And what place was that? Take a deep breath and get it all out in one go.
A dark, terrifying place. The Void Caves.
Are they here?
Are they beyond the rocks?
Yes.
Ah.
Down.
Further down the
Yeah.
tunnel.
Yeah, I left my drill in Aqua.
Oh, I know a giant badger that can help.
They had a machine. A great whirring machine. Oh!
What were they going to do in the Void Caves? I assume you don't know. They didn't tell you?
No. The machine blew this up like an explosion. Biggest explosion I've ever seen. And created all of this.
And Benji and the Dragon Man on the other side.
Yes.
Is there any other way to get past this blockade here?
I don't know.
How did you learn where the Void Caves were? Are you an occultist?
Few people knew I'd ever visited it.
Why? Why did you visit?
I was looking at setting up the trade route with the gnomes.
What's in the Void Cave? What are you going to trade out of the Void Cave?
I didn't mean to go there.
Oh, what's in there then?
I found it down the gnome line.
Bloody gnomes.
I don't know anything about this. Maybe
I think this is where we need to go.
after.
Sounds about right.
Void's been causing the madness.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
We need to
How
go
are we
there.
gonna get there?
This sounds like how we save this country. I think this is where we go, no?
Thorinir says he knows the way.
I think before that happens, I do think we should head back to town. If once we're going down it, there's no coming back. I think with a desolated town, we can
What's
get
this guy
provisions.
like? He's like, oh, maybe
We
we're
can-
off objective.
I
Maybe we're not going in the right direction.
He wants
And
a
you're like,
short
turn
bow.
around.
You've come a long way
Yeah.
from the lockbox doesn't mean anything.
I was just saying that we shouldn't get sidetracked by the lockbox, but I think once we head down this road, there's no coming back
He's got
at the end of the day. And
But
there's
saving the country is down this road,
We-
and what we
yes,
have a
but we
box
have-
to go and
we
find?
have-
Is that a...
We
Well-
have a side issue that we could
Yeah.
deal with while we're here. We know now where we've got to go.
Bismuth has said we can stop this, and now we're dealing with void caves. I feel like whatever he's talking about might actually be of use to us.
So
I
you
don't know the
think-
sound
you
of
think he's right?
void
The
caves.
thing in the box may help us?
No idea. It's most probably some stupid token that we don't know how to use.
No,
but
this is no post person. I do not want to become a post person, you know? We go and get the post and take it to another person.
But then also, if the darkness is coming from the cave and we defeat or change the darkness, then this town is going to be much easier to navigate.
Yeah, they might just let us in, you know? But what if we need the thing in the box? What if the box...
We don't have no other thing in the box.
Well, we don't know to find out, no?
No, but I think he's got a point. I think while we're here, it would be an idea to deal with that issue, get it out of the way. We don't know if it's going to help us or not. It might not, in which
It'd
case
just be a box.
we've wasted a few
Good.
hours. If it does help us,
And maybe got eaten by a thing.
I think there's more
I think that's
eating
the-
things in this
more
way. I
chance of being
feel.
eaten by a thing
Yeah.
in the tunnel.
But there are less eating things. We fight both. We have more eating things before we get to the end result.
No, let's just use the shield on something and then we'll come back.
That's fair.
That's a good plan.
There's probably more things to kill in that.
You can rest. You can see the shield. Me and Malcolm will find a key,
We shouldn't split up.
and then it's all good.
He will be okay. He will die.
I am
All this
strong.
time, I'm just trying to check under the gold man's eyelids to see how gold his eyeballs are.
He's not resisting at all. Just looking at you, just dead to the world.
Also, I think we should take this person.
To safety? What? Put him in the ticket booth? Is that...
Bury him where we found him.
We can take him back to.
just pat him back over
To
and
the town.
leave
At
him
least
here.
we can make him comfortable.
Put him to the hotel.
Do you speak
Do you speak
Do you read Halfling?
It's
Yeah.
Oh,
good.
do you read Halfling?
I've put
Halfling!
his eyelid down now.
Wallace is just going to grab his mouth and go, yes, I do. I speak Halfling.
Not really, but kind of. What's a bit? Read a
Like,
sign, you
can you
know,
order a
left,
coffee?
right,
I know a few words. Why?
slow, stop.
Because we cannot read the words.
The signs. Come on, let's drag him out. Let's drag him out.
Oh, my ankles.
Yeah, well, you're horrible.
I'm gonna-
She smashed them.
I'm going to lift him up and put him over my shoulder.
Okay. Oh, it's kind of excruciating pain as you do
Yeah,
that.
whatever.
You realise that a lot of his, his fingers have been broken. You realise.
Do you want
that-
me to... You have two options. I could probably heal you with magic, though I don't want to because I think you are a weak individual. The other option is I put you out of your misery. What do you want?
One big rock.
I want you to do two things.
Here on
I can't do both. That'd
Then
be a
push
waste
me
of
out
both
of
of my
my
time.
misery.
But okay, go ahead. Name your...
Let's get him in the book.
You could
Need
put him
a
out
list.
and then heal him.
Kill Benji.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
on-
Vile, cowardly little snake.
it's already on the list.
That
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 was
is,
on my
yeah.
list anyways.
But
Someone
we'll
else
take
to-
it as an experience
Next.
building exercise.
Yes, absolutely.
Gee.
We'll take this as some form of quest.
Kill me.
Oh,
Okay.
fair enough. Don't need to write them down.
Put the man down. I will put him out of his misery.
I'm gonna.
Do you want the head of Benji first?
Yeah,
we
I'm
could-
rushing the death part. If
We
you
could
want.
set you up in town in a little room, and we'll bring you ahead of Benji.
Give you a nice
and then-
face mask.
Look at me.
The weak man said he is over. Just let the man die, at least with a shred of honor.
Can I go to see Super Magic and we're gonna start to walk out of the cave. I don't want Super Magic to see this act of
His two
brutality.
magics is gone.
Is he gone?
Yeah,
Oh no!
He's shuffled off.
I'm gonna quickly start Super Magic. Heading back up, see if I can find him.
What you do? Say, come back here. There's something we don't want you to see.
Well, no, when I catch him, because we studied the guide.
Jonas is going to pull out a rapier. And
No,
provide
Nollis,
him.
we can do this cleaner.
What are you going to do to him?
Magic
You can
missile.
Put him out of his
In the
misery.
face.
I can make his soul walk towards death.
It sounds
Okay.
sounds actively terrifying.
Yeah, but like, there's no blood or anything. It's just put him down.
Okay. Drop him on the floor.
The man has had a whole life fearing magic. This does not seem a fitting end to him.
He's gonna lie him down on the floor. He's gonna sit down next to him. He's gonna look him in the face. He's gonna,
Yeah, just
Friend.
he's got kind of one eye.
friend, look
closed.
at my hand. Walk towards the sound. And he's gonna click Toll the Dead. It has to be a wisdom saving throw. I guess he wants to fail.
He's
right?
not really resisting.
No.
Yeah, he'll go with it.
Awesome. 5 necrotic damage.
It's enough.
Yeah.
And you see as this little bell rings, and you see how does he die?
A green light will shine from his eyes, and then it will dim away. And as it dims away, his eyes are reclosed.
As he dies, he says, "There's one thing I should do."
Make sure you don't.
And at that point, we will take this opportunity to have a quick break.
Oh,
What about this opportunity?
After the break. Yeah.
Oh,
no, we'll do it now.
after the
We'll do it
break.
now, we'll
Let's do it now.
We'll do it now. So here
we
we
talk
do have
about
one lovely
opening the
piece. Of,
prunes.
we have one lovely piece of art that one of our
The
wonderful fans did for us. We
So good.
It's beautiful.
This is
absolutely beautiful.
a lovely hand-drawn sketch
Hand-drawn
by
sketch,
Animancer, who I believe is in chat,
Yeah, she is.
who provided this to us in person.
In person.
Yeah, and there's a beautiful sketch of all of the gang.
I bloody love it.
And I do
Beautiful.
too.
And it's the only human picture of our dungeon master.
Yeah.
That's true, and it's the only picture that I haven't had to print off, so I appreciate
Yeah.
that entirely.
Thank you very much.
So
Staying up on the wall.
Thank you, Anna. We love it.
Beauty.
Please
Thank
put it on the
you,
wall.
beauty.
I will
Thank
put it
you
on
very
the wall.
And alongside that wonderful piece of art, I'm going to show you just a little bit more of the wonderful work of our Dragoonies.
7 minutes.
Oh,
We're back in
it's gone.
7 minutes. See you shortly.
Let's get right here.
Hello.
It's us again.
We have
Dungeons
returned.
and or Dragon.
Thank you for your patience and thank you for that beautiful art from all our fans we saw there.
Thank you very much.
More, please.
If you wish to submit some art, you can do so on Twitter. The hashtag of which occasionally appears below me. That's actually the Twitch one though, so it'll come round. DieRolling UK on Twitter.
At DieRolling UK.
At DieRolling.
Thank
At
you.
DieRolling UK.
Thank you.
At DieRolling.
At.
Very well done.
At DieRolling UK.
Meanwhile,
No,
love
you're
that.
at DieRolling UK.
you just watch as Claro,
Casually murders this man.
yes,
Necrotic
sedates
damage.
him just gently until he expires in a horrifying fashion.
Raiders.
His face just melts right off.
It's not what I said.
That's what the spell does then.
He does look older than he was before.
Oh,
You stood in the dark.
Just
in this
5
tunnel,
really
then.
nice necrotic damage. Should we get the hell out of here and go and see these pools?
That was truly barbaric.
Let's go find these keys.
Okay.
Can I give him a pat down?
Let's go and find some more half-dead people for
Yeah, I want to give him a
our
pat
friend
down.
here to suck the life out of.
So we're doing, make an investigation or not really?
Does that actually does that help you in any way?
17.
Clara? Is that,
Investigation?
does that make
17.
you feel healthier, draining the life out of them?
I'm already at full health. Also.
17.
Yes.
Okay. So you realise pretty quickly, one
Money.
thing strikes you as being quite, of all, he's clearly wearing all these lavish clothes, that are destroyed now. You realise
No money.
on his left hand, he's got kind of 5 conjoined rings. That are
Ooh.
certainly ornamental.
Knuckle dusters.
It's not a knuckle duster, it's very much a ceremonial or ornamental.
does it
Take
say
it.
anything quite
Jewellery.
gangster?
Yeah.
They,
Blink.
it's,
You man.
Thugs.
Callous
can
for
you
life.
give me a history roll?
Sure.
Has he got grills?
It's not too bad. It is going to be a 16.
Okay, it's a symbol of status amongst the elves.
Ah.
You've seen people in Equa
Okay.
wear these, and it's the elite of
They're
society.
That could be useful.
pocketed, yeah.
So these are.
What else?
These are. Okay, fine. We just take some.
They were off, yeah.
They're a symbol of.
Quite possibly. Yeah.
Symbol of wealth.
You should have to be careful of Malkin. He loves stealing rings from dead
It's fine.
people.
That's where I got the idea from. Was
Yeah.
this whole thing.
Quite valuable as well. It looks like it's pure gold.
Oh.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
Bye.
You definitely do.
Nice.
As you got 17. As you rolled reasonably well, just behind him, where the rock where you pulled him from,
Yeah.
you also notice
Half a donkey.
a strange, kind of horn-shaped metal thing.
What's this?
It's Malcolm.
Is it like a horn?
There, Malcolm.
It kind of looks like sort of a brass horn. It's got sort of rivets and a few things in a few places. Not a musical horn, but that's the shape that it's in. It's certainly a man-made.
Is it sat directly in line with the tracks that are running down?
It's not. It's sort of partly. Looks like it's all but under a rock, but it's just it's kind of wedged right up against one. But you kind of pull it away.
Zolan, that might be worth money. Maybe we should.
Let's go pick it up. Yeah.
Because that's what you care about.
Okay. So you pick it up.
Is it like a drinking horn?
So you can give me an investigation roll if you like.
What else do we know that's horn shaped?
Buffaloes.
Yeah. Is it like a? I don't know. Is it filled with
That's
snacks?
12.
12.
With a listening device.
So it's sort of damaged. It's a little bit damaged. It looks like probably a part of something bigger. There's some text on it which you can't read.
Exhaust pipe.
Let's have a look, Malcolm. Let's have a little look. Cast investigation
Certainly, yeah.
with advantage because obviously it was made by my bros, wasn't it?
You know machines and stuff.
What did you
Not that good. We 11.
get? Straight away you can read the text.
Oh, excellent.
It is Gnomish. Engraved is the word Stiltmire.
Stiltmire. Does that ring a bell?
Oh.
No. Stiltmire.
But it's,
Anyone?
Stiltmire is a name,
Ooh.
a Gnomish name.
Stiltmire.
What's
It-
on the scribbly gook?
Stiltmire, just a gnomish name. Last name? Family name?
Are you related?
No.
Yeah, it could be the equivalent of a last name.
Yeah. Stiltmire.
Perhaps they are.
Anyone?
Perhaps they made this.
I would assume so, yeah.
What does it do? You know the craft of these things. What does it do?
I guess I don't know what it does. Sometimes
Your
individual.
investigation wasn't fantastic.
not brilliant,
You're not
no,
totally
yeah.
sure. Again, yeah, it could be part of something larger.
Yeah, individual mechanisms generally don't portray what they become until they're all put together. So, who knows what this was from?
Is it worth keeping it, or do we leave it here? It's quite big.
It's quite big. It's probably off the machine that had charged through and caused this
Then it might.
rampage. Yeah, the name certainly Stiltmire is something to.
How big is
In
it?
case we end up.
It's pretty small. It's
Size?
less than a foot long, and it's quite narrow. It's,
should keep it.
it's a hollow item,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a brass.
I think we should keep this. I think this might be either important or useful. We could trade it, or
Yeah.
maybe they need it to run their machine, and we can use it as a bit of leverage.
I think it's a bit of mise en scène. I think this
Maybe
It's
we
a mise
could
en
use it
scène.
literally as a lever.
it's a forest thing.
Claire's going to
Oh, okay.
roll over the body so he's face down. Just be like, it's just creeping me out.
Who's going to be carrying the horn?
Don't know.
Oh, I'll put it in my sack then. I got a very large.
I don't think that was a question.
Was it not?
It was rhetorical.
Oh, was it? Oh, right, fair enough.
It was more like an order. Who?
I thought some of these guys picked
Let's
it
get
up.
out of this cave. It's so dark
Good
in
idea.
here.
So what are we going to look for?
Go back to the town. We'll find these keys. Get this lockbox. And then we'll figure out our next move from there.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so you're returning back in the dark, trying to return to the entrance to the tunnel. You walk again. You still got your light of the arrow.
So it's the last for now.
You can see this blue shimmering light lighting up this large, echoey, dark cave as you trudge back through it for a good few hundred feet that he took you into the.
On the way
Depths of
back,
it.
can I just look around for anything that we might have missed on the way in? We were following a madman at the time.
Sure, yeah. So if you'd like to give me a investigation roll as you're walking.
That's a natural 20.
Whoa! 2 in 1 session, man.
Oh yeah,
Good work.
baby.
Good
I am
work.
observant McGee.
You think it looks very probable now you've seen this collapsed cave that the debris that you're seeing all around the cave has been blown this way from probably this explosion that was reported. It would seem that the tracks that are running there, even if that cave-in of sorts weren't there, it wouldn't be operable because there's too much stuff in the way. You know. Aside from that, it looks a well-used track. You can see the occasional tools on the side. You can see indications that it was a well-used route at some point. That's about as much as you glean on your way out, but you don't see anything of worth.
Okay.
You manage to return as the light starts to gleam and fill the edges of the tunnel. You see the hut again. You return back to the entrance where you last saw the edges of Deathcar Crag.
Super magic there?
Super magic, give me a perception roll.
Guess he's probably hiding. Lots. 20.
20. He is crouched just behind one of the buildings to the left-hand side.
Where's super magic gone? Oh, there he is! Oh, you got us, super magic.
Didn't see you over
At
there.
that point, the sign, this brass sign again, fires back up, and it's right in front of the group of you.
Shining pools.
Bright pools.
Bright pools.
As you say that, this panel flies up on its hinges and points back towards the centre of the city.
Reveal to us your secret sign.
Can we just try the round flower room? Okay.
Weapon shop.
Weapon emporium.
Armory.
Place where the
Smash,
stabby
smash.
things are.
Okay.
Free money.
Super magic. Where's the? Where do they deal in weapons in this city?
Weapons.
And all provisions. Yeah.
This man
yeah,
knows that. Stop
adventuring
asking the
provisions.
crazy man questions.
He knew where. He knew where the Grit the Gnome trails
And
were.
nobody asked him.
Accio weapons.
How were the gnome line?
It was great. It was fun. There's a
was
big
sharp.
rock in there. You showed us.
Am I feeling some atmospheric change though?
Are there any shops nearby? My friend is obsessed with shopping.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
This way.
Adventuring gear, please.
We don't want any
Adventuring.
robes.
Yeah. We don't.
Comfy robes.
I don't want toiletries.
Maybe galoshes.
Yeah. Adventuring gear.
Weapons.
Apothecaries. Armories.
Magic shops.
Sweet shop?
Yeah.
More questions.
They're the weapons
That's a good start, yes.
and like armour
Yes.
Brilliant.
through the gnome line.
Of course.
Healing supplies?
Do you see the irony of the? Do you see it?
No.
Let's go to the bright pools.
Let's go to the bright pools.
Take a sign.
Yeah.
Do we all hold on?
Go.
And it as you
I go.
as you start to walk towards it, the sign does start to come with you.
Quick, grab it!
As you,
Now I'm on it.
and it does still carry on as you're
Well,
holding
I'm
on.
walking with it, I guess.
But it kind of keeps to your
Dragging
pace.
along the ground.
So, yeah, it's kind of held to the pace of super magic, which is quite slow.
Super Magic, we're going to go to the bright pools. I think you should probably stay outside.
He's trying to say that you are a liability. You may get us all killed, including yourself. This would be unfortunate.
I'm the mayor.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought you might say something like that.
He's so friendly.
And yeah, keeps
We do
walking.
not want to kill another halfling.
No, I don't want him to. Don't say no halfling.
From time to time, he just crouches down,
I
looks
didn't
around
catch
a
it.
bit, carries
I'm
on.
going to be behind him. I'm going to cast Druidcraft, just a puff of air behind him, just to see if it pushes him along a little bit.
What is that? The masks. The masks are coming.
Now I'm going to just snigger a little bit.
Quickly! Run!
To the bright pool.
And he starts to run, same kind of real speed, but he's shuffling with a little bit more mania as he's running back to that large central building.
How is this man still alive?
You get to the centre.
That's actually
Very
a good
resourceful.
question. How are you not
He's got super magic. We've only got magic.
How are you not affected by the madness? I mean, everybody else around here is... Let me rephrase that.
How are you not completely insane?
I'm the mayor.
Yes, I thought so.
It makes
Yes.
complete sense.
You return to the central area where this large central flat building is. You couldn't see any exits on the west side or the north side.
Yeah, so we'll go south side.
Continue around to the south side of the
I
building.
assume.
You realise as you get round there, super magic just he just runs to the side again.
I'm glad he's not coming with us.
One of these days we're going to bump into somebody who is inexplicably useful.
Insane. Do you remember when we used to meet sane people? It was a long time ago now.
Did we?
Yes. It was
What do you
once
mean,
a day,
people are rapists?
before they all died.
Callus. First time.
Callous.
That was it.
Weird.
No.
At least the insane people aren't actively trying to kill us. Well, okay, some of them.
You return to the centre of where the doorway is to this large building, this large flat building. There's certainly a squared off alley or small alleyway between two sides of sort of an arch, but it's a squared off arch. You walk underneath it to this central chamber, which seems to be just slightly separate. What you thought were exterior walls were actually kind of a perimeter wall. The actual building itself seems to be slightly smaller than the outside suggested. A lot of this again seems to be architecturally, it's aesthetic rather than functional, it would seem. You head to the main entrance, and there's a large double door with small brass handles on either side.
I will knock on the door.
It's a dense, thick, heavy door. You can tell from how you try and knock.
Claire is just shaking his head at you in the mirror.
There's no immediate answer.
Malcolm, what did you think was going to happen? Oh, hi, come on in.
Yeah,
I just live in the crazy town with the weird face mask that floats around in the black magic.
Hey,
but everything's fine
trying,
in here.
Okay, he is trying.
You need to be polite.
Sometimes
we need to be
people
quiet.
make mistakes. I believe in you.
I half expected the mayor to open the door.
I've just thought a different approach rather than kicking it in for a change.
But now Nollis is going to kick it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to roll a strength check, or is it just going to...
You can...
break
it's a big, heavy door. You make a strength check.
You can try the handle.
So if it looks like
It's
if
a 20!
it looks like we're going to die,
Yeah.
I'll give
This
you a win.
big... All of you are looking at him as he's about to do it. Like, this is not going to work. He turns and just kicks it just right in the middle where the two doors meet one another, and just manages to kick it just in the right place. And he actually manages to take down the just enough so it buckles, and you can kind of force your way through. So it's kicked it the wrong way. The hinges are kind of, it's an outward facing door. He's kicked it inwards. Who knows whether it would have just opened if you tried the door.
Yeah.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
But more effective than knocking.
Yeah, but you managed to open up.
You don't know that. There might be someone on the other side who was just about to open it.
Take that door.
So it's just kind of buckled inwards enough that you can kind of push through it if you choose.
Nollis is going to army crawl in.
Okay, fine. As you crawl in,
Super sneaky like. After he's just kicked the door open. Oh, that's good.
there's this beautiful, sweet scent that overtakes all of you. Really, really floral, perfumed smell. As you walk inside this room, you realise you're looking at a 60 foot internal room. There might be other rooms externally to that, by the size of it. You're looking at kind of a 60 foot internal room. There's these sweet scented flowers which are potted around the outside, similarly to how you'd seen in the Endorium.
The round flower room.
The walls around this squared room are all adorned with exquisite floral murals.
It has to be the round flower room.
So there's these patterned, unique flowered, hand-painted probably designs in kind of reds, blues and whites all around this room. It's
This room's
huge
round, yeah?
Square.
Oh, fuck.
There's a big floor-to-ceiling mural on the three sides. There's none on this near side.
Sorry, said it was round.
Such a putty mouth.
There's also a kind of floor-to-ceiling grand, like central red dahlia flower right in the centre of the room as you walk in opposite the main door, which is kind of a
round flower room rather than the round flower room.
Potentially.
commas
Yeah,
report.
yeah.
It's like this striking focal point of the room, this piece of artwork. In the centre of the room, aside from what you see there,
Big round table.
there's a halfling sat on a wooden chair. One of the chair legs seems slightly shorter than the others, and it's a little bit of an angle.
It's like the table in the Galoshes shop.
As you try and look at the halfling,
There's a relevance of what's important.
as you try and look at the halfling, you realise you're unable to concentrate on any of its features. You're trying to look at it, but you just can't.
What if I sort of squint and half close my eyes?
What if we all put our glasses on?
This is something like Fastbrock, a magic that
Yeah.
stops us from doing what we want.
Yeah.
Either that or he's just weird.
It's
So it's
facing.
really blurry.
It's facing kind of diagonally away from you, so you can see it's sort of part of its face. It's looking just at the corner of the room, away from you, kind of the northwest.
No, let's just gonna take a quick scout of the room and see if there's anything else in here. Quick squatch of the room and see if there's anything in there that might be dangerous.
Yes, give me a perception roll.
Dangerous.
See if there's anything up with my squatch.
It's not good. That is a 10.
10.
Average squanch.
You look around, it's surprised. It's a very empty room. You know, you get this amazing smell from the flowers. It's quite dark. It's very dark in here. There's no natural light other than the shard that's coming through the main door.
It's very dark in here.
What about from the
Yeah.
dome?
You can't see the dome above you, even though you saw it from the outside. Whether it was just a facade or not, or part of the design, you're not sure. As you're kind of looking around at the wall, the halfling sat in the centre of the room just goes,
Wenton!
"It's not safe here.
Of course it's not. It's not safe anyway.
Why is it not safe here?
Void is here.
Is Wenton here?
You should go."
How long has it been since we walked into the round tower building? Just tell me if it's more or less than an hour.
Since you're in the previous building, it's probably just marginally less than an hour.
Okay. I'm going to refresh. So he's going to close his eyes, pray. A skeletal figure will walk out of his body, turn around, and then walk back in. It's just going to refresh Folk's life. Because this sounds bad.
Nollis in. He's not. We'll leave it for now.
I will walk up to the halfling and. Who are you?
Again, you're trying to concentrate. It's just nothing. There's like this blackness. You feel like there should be a face. Try as you want, you just cannot process what its face looks like. It's a really strange experience. As you look at him, give me a charisma save.
That's one. That's a natural one.
That's real bad.
Oh my god.
That's not good, man. That's not good.
As you stare into its face, you all kind of get lost in it together.
You sure it's not just Malcolm?
You all get drawn into it at the same time, and as you look back around, the red, the blue, and the white artwork on the wall just starts to morph, and it turns into this scene of just horror, like sheer terror. You see halflings and humans fighting creatures on the wall, like warped, twisted creatures. They appear to be rising through the floor, and these creatures are all battling one another. You can see anguish and screams and wide open mouths and horror and death.
Is this at all reminiscent of the
mural.
the little mausoleum where we found the two swords?
And give me a religion check.
Ooh, that's not good. 7.
Tricky to be sure. You're stood in the middle. You feel something wet on your head.
Repass put on you.
As you look down, there's a little smear of red on your hand.
Do I feel any pain?
Clara will look
I
up.
will look up.
Okay, Malcolm will look up.
I will,
Everyone else will look down.
You realise that there's a drop. Hang on. You realise that there's a drop of red liquid just falling from the centre,
what, directly above the throne?
directly above where this where you are stood, yeah, just slightly off centre. Then a second drop of blood falls. And then a third, and then this great explosion of red blood comes flooding in from the ceiling. What a surprise, the door has gone. These scenes are playing out from the sides all around you. The scene's still playing, only this flower kind of in the centre, this big dahlia kind of remains untouched. This blood is gushing in, this halfling still sat motionless, not able to concentrate on its face. And you realise, as if that isn't bad enough, the walls are slowly closing in. Roll initiative.
Certainly with the round flower room, isn't it?
I like going last.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I'll just try and knock it.
I don't think the giant blood trap was led on by the fact that
just
Malcolm
love
knocked there.
This is such a lovely place.
Claro.
17.
Zolan.
And hold up.
Oh, sorry.
8 for me.
And Reap is 11.
Thorny?
3.
Malcolm?
8.
You're tied with Zolan, quick roll off, and Nollis.
Roll off. 8. Oh yeah, sure it was.
19.
Ooh.
Okay, and Nollis.
What was the cock before?
A powerful 6.
9.
Okay, Clara, you're at first.
He's going to pull out his dagger. It will set flame in the like a long, dark flaming blade. That is his shadow blade,
Yep.
and he's going to run for the flower in the middle and take a big old hit at it.
Okay, I'm just going to swipe it with your blade.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me an attack roll.
Ooh. Not a lot. It's going to be 9.
Okay. So you strike at it, but
Okay.
yeah, it kind of creates a small spark as you hit against
Apologies,
it.
11, but that's probably still not going to hit.
11, yeah, still not going to do it. Yeah, you kind of create this spark
Yeah.
as the blade hits the stone there. These scenes are still playing out. You know, your heads are all kind of spinning.
Yeah.
These scenes are so disorientating. This blood is filling up. It's already kind of at your ankle levels. Reap.
He will fly over and attack it with his talons. Well, come out of his hood, I guess, and fly and attack it with his talons.
Attacking the
Attacking the
flower at the back of the room.
The flower, yeah.
Okay.
Well, whatever all that's about. It's a 13 to hit.
Okay, that isn't going to do it.
Cool.
Obviously you're hitting when you hit, but it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
not.
It's not doing
It's
anything.
not doing
Cool.
damage.
And then he flies back into my hood.
Just missing this stationary wall. Okay, Malcolm.
I am going to attempt to knock the halfling unconscious.
Okay, fine.
Start.
So you can make an attack roll.
Kick. Get your kicks out.
14 plus 5 is 19.
19. So as you strike through it with your staff goes right through it. It doesn't appear to be material.
Okay. What's this?
It's the halfling.
In the front. He's a ghost.
You just try to hit him.
Yeah. I'm trying to knock him unconscious.
Jeepers.
Well, it might be the fulcrum for the whole thing, you know.
Anything else, Malcolm?
Just want smacking stuff. Hit the flower, hit the person, hit whatever we can.
I will. When we came in, there wasn't any other entrances that we saw, was there?
You can give me a quick perception roll if you'd like to, around the room.
17, 18, 19.
19. Other than the main doors, which of course are not there, you do get a slight sense that Thorinir might be looking in the right area.
Okay, I will run over to that.
No, not Thorinir. Clary.
Apologies.
Apologies.
Haven't done anything yet.
Apologies.
I will
Racking my brains.
Racking my brain.
Where Clara is.
Yeah, there's enough of an indication around the stonework above the ceiling. It's quite a low ceiling. That something has opened against it.
Would my movement get me there and enable me to sort of jump up and try and grab?
You've already had your action.
I suppose, yeah.
Zolan.
So yeah, so we've just got a room full of blood, some spinning flour, and a kind of mystical, interesting. I guess I would try.
Define interesting. Oh God, we're all going to die.
I'll probably try this little spinning flower as well. I'll fire a firebolt at it if you would be so kind. I don't have a spell sheet. Silly. I believe it's
Can I shoot an arrow?
it'll be an 18. Can't shoot an arrow. I ain't got a crossbow, am I? 18 to hit this Dahlia thing you were chatting about.
Okay.
Firebolt plus a D10. Firebolt is a D10.
Yes.
Is that a hit?
18 is going to hit.
Cool. So that's 1 to 10. 3 damage.
3 damage.
Can I use a bonus action to get Gore Littlebus to perform an attack, please?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, which she has a spell called Acidic Spittle. So she will cast that if you would, please. 11.
11 is not going to be enough.
Gore Littlebus.
Okay.
Lovely.
Thank you, Zolan. And Gore Elizabeth. Small Elizabeth. Nollis.
This week she's called Littlebus.
Yeah.
Nollis is going to just be stood there as the blood slowly filling the room. I'm just thinking about things. And then he's going to...
What?
Right. And then he's going to cast protection from good and evil, from evil and good.
Okay.
So he's just kind of thinking, his eyes are kind of glowing, he's kind of thinking to himself. Until the spell ends, one willing creature, myself, touched, is protected against certain types of creatures: aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Mm-hmm.
The protection grants special benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has an advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
Okay.
He's kind of thinking this whole thing is an illusion.
So if you'd like to give me a charisma saving throw
With advantage.
with
the spell.
advantage.
Okay.
Roll.
Is that cast on self?
It's cast on the only touches.
Okay.
Sorry, lots of paper. Highest is 16.
16.
Yeah.
You, for just a fraction of a moment, you see the halfling sat in the room and the previous, with none of the horror around you.
Okay.
But then it returns just for a moment.
Okie doke. Well, that's my action. So I'm going to move over to where the party is, over by the flower, and just get my shield out and kind of be in a protective stance, waiting for
Which shield?
the new shield.
The new shield.
Yeah, the
Okay.
new shield. Wow.
Thank you. Then we go to Thornir.
Talk to me about this flower. What do I see?
So you see this, floor to ceiling, big red, bright, vibrant dahlia flower. In the centre is this black middle to the flower, the pollen area, and then you've still got all this chaos going all around you. So it's really hard to focus. But that's what you see. If you want to make an investigation roll, you can do.
Are there any leaf buds or seed pods that are there on the stem?
So around the centre, there are some areas that are slightly more intricate and detailed, as it were, that have that aren't just petal or pollen.
Okay. Well, I am going to try and seduce this flower. I'm going to cast Druidcraft. I'm going to try and open up anything that is yet to open, like a seed pod or a little leaf bud. Try and distract it.
Independence Day. Isn't it? Open up.
And just give me an explanation on that spell.
So yeah, basically it is range of 30 feet, instantaneous. It's a cantrip. You instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom. Just trying to distract it from what's currently happening.
So you try and do that. Unfortunately, you realise it isn't a real flower. It is. It's very much artwork.
Good inspired move though. I like your avenue of thinking.
It's like a painting, everyone. It's a painting.
It's a good avenue of thinking.
Yeah, nice.
It's not real.
None of this is real.
Anything else on it?
No. So we keep shouting that. It's not real. It's not real.
So as you're still working, this blood is gushing in at such a rate now. It's already up to waist height for you all now, except for Zolan. We're already up to Zolan's shoulders as it's gushing in. It's so rapid. You just about keep yourself.
I've got a little belly. I should float quite well.
There's halfling still sat there. And you can see just its head above the water level, the blood level. Jeez, Clary.
Did you, when you tried to attack the halfling, nothing happened?
Not there. It's just an illusion. My staff went straight through it.
But he's definitely there, right?
My staff went straight through it as if he wasn't there.
Cool. Let's try some psychic damage. Clary's going to run over to the old halfling with his psychic flaming blade and hit him. What?
Yeah, well, things change apparently.
Hit him with the old bladey blade. It's going to miss anyway.
Okay. So it doesn't recoil again. You know, even though you've missed, you still kind of slice it. It's not dodging in any way. The blade goes straight through it still.
Cool. And if he has any movement left, he'll head back a little bit, but probably not.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can get back. It's all kind of close enough that you can get roughly back to where.
What the hell's going on, guys? What are we gonna do?
You've got to kind of almost shout over because you can hear this blood gushing in. It's rapturous. Reap.
He's gonna fly up to where Malcolm was looking, up in the top of the room where you said that there was like.
So there was. Yeah, he noticed. You noticed some scrapings, like there'd been an opening. Maybe stone on stone or something of that nature. As if you want to investigate, are you investigating the ceilings?
Reap is investigating.
Yeah.
What's that bloody look up here then? He gets advantage. Gotta use the old owl. I've got so many books. Still not great. It is gonna be plus investigation, which is intelligence or wisdom.
Investigation.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Investigation's a total.
I think I use my stats, don't I? Anyway, +5. I remember reading that in the spell. So it's all over 13. I'm still very tired.
Reap is looking at the ceiling. It's open. You can see some scuff marks in kind of an arc that would indicate that there's almost a double door that opens. There's two arcs from the wall.
Oh, that's weird. Reap says there's something up there. Blow the hell out of it.
Malcolm.
I'll blow the hell out of it. I will, in the direction that Reap is indicating.
You're at the ceiling.
Yep. I will fire my radiant sunbolt.
Yeah, baby.
Nice. Boom! At the ceiling. Okay, fine. Go ahead. Yeah.
Ooh, that's 12.
12 will. 12 is not going to be enough, I'm afraid.
Big piece hand.
Okay.
You spot
I'll
that there wrong.
follow it up with another one.
Long time.
Is that a bonus? Are you using the key point?
I'm just checking the rules on this because I can't remember whether I can do it twice or thrice.
Twice or
Three
thrice.
times. Yes, I think I can do it 3 times. Attack action on your turn. Use the special attack as part of it. You can spend 1 key point to make the special attack twice as a bonus action. So basically, I have to do it 3 times.
Oh,
Nice.
So
get
again,
some damage.
kaboom. Oh, still not brilliant. That's 14.
Use your rocket hands.
14, not quite enough, I'm afraid.
Use your rocket
You're blasting it, but it's not. Yeah, you've seen this radiant energy firing out.
Oh, arse. That's
He meant the
9.
donkey.
Yeah, you're kind of firing at this ceiling 3
Kind.
times, these bright bolts that light up this room, but it's not getting
So
through.
we've got inspiration if you want
I have got an inspiration.
to. Yeah.
I'll try it. That's much better. Well done. That's 22 this time.
22, so you hit them, and it seems to affect the ceiling as you desired. Roll for damage.
That is D4 radiant damage. Not a huge amount of damage after all that effort, but it's 3.
Okay.
That's number 1.
That's number 1.
Yep. So you kind of blast it. You manage to get a little bit of a hole in there, but it's very, very little. You can see you kind of burst through and just looks like a searing heat, where it's only just going to come through in a very small area.
Has it done any sort of... Has it looked like it's made any significant difference?
There's no other fundamental change that you can see going on. Okay, Zolan, you're just above water.
Yeah, I'm getting a little scared now. I'm still going to keep
Climb
going.
onto my shoulders if you like.
God, don't you worry about that. I'm going to still go for this flower. I've struck the flower. I feel like I've hit it, so I'm going to fire again at this thing.
Okay,
Yeah, seems to be some. Yeah, because I'm getting a little scared.
go ahead.
Scared! Firebolt! 16.
16. You strike it, but it's not enough to do it. It's made of stone,
Ooh, okay,
so
yeah.
it's very resilient.
Oh, cool. Would okay, no. Next, yeah. Can I also get my gal Gore Littlebeth as well? She's going to provide me with an alchemical salve, which she can provide me 3 a day, and she's going to. I guess anyway, she doesn't carry anything. She's got to vomit it up, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's like a little, it's like a pill, but it provides me with something called buoyancy. So it's going to give me 10 flying speed. Yeah, not a lot. 10 flying speed per round. So
Nice.
I will take on buoyancy
Okay.
at the moment. Let me just double check. I can find buoyancy for you. Sure, it's
Till the
10
blood
flying
drains away,
speed.
we shall call him God.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nollis, while Zolan's looking that up.
So how far up, seeing all this firing going up in the ceiling, how far up is this little crack in the ceiling now?
If you reach up, you don't have to stretch your arm fully. There's only a small.
Oh, nice, it's right
It's
there.
a small room.
Oh,
It's
cool.
it's halfling size, so it's.
In which case, I'm going to take my polished silver knife. I'm just going to start hacking at it to try and open it up a bit more.
Sure, yeah. So make an attack roll
10 feet for 10 minutes. 10 feet around for
for
10 minutes.
flying speed.
Flying speed.
That is 19.
19 will do it.
Sweet. And that is 6 damage.
Okay, so you kind of burst through this. You can kind of carve it out. You can cut away what seems to be like a wooden ceiling almost, with a type of plaster or similar on top of it as well. You carve away a hole big enough that someone can crawl through. Is that what you're trying to do?
Kind of the aim. Just trying to hack
Okay,
it.
yeah. So you kind of managed to hollow that out enough
Cool.
from the damage that Malcolm has done.
Cool. Can I moved. Can I post Zolan through it?
Oh, it
Sure, yeah,
floats
you'd
now.
have to move 10 feet to
Give me
get him because he's
Yeah.
been firing at the
Give me a
door.
push.
And
Pick
10
him
foot-
up
and
out
10
of
foot back.
Pick him out of the blood and just
Lift
push
him
him,
up,
push
put
him
him
to
on
the ceiling.
top. Sure. So as you do so,
Thank you very much.
he puts you in the ceiling. You realise as you look above,
Oh dear.
there's this.
I'm in the mouth of something, yeah.
You're in like a cavity
Yeah.
in here, and it's a dome. It's not glass like the previous one. It's just you're in this domed cavity.
Okay.
It's like an attic space of sorts, but it's
This
quite
is
big.
where the blood is coming from.
So the blood, you can't see blood from here.
Okay, cool. That's alright.
We can deal with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you very much.
Then we go to Thorny.
I am going to walk to the side. Are these pictures moving?
The pictures on the wall are, they're playing out like scenes.
I'm trying
Animated
to
scenes.
grab one of the characters.
Okay, sure. So you reach in, and as you're trying to do so, you realise it's still stone. It's happening in 2 dimension on the wall. These horrifying battle scenes of
Can
torment.
I try and ignore what's going on?
Sure, if you'd like to make a charisma check. Yeah, just give me a regular charisma check.
1.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it heightens. The more you focus on ignoring it, the crazier it gets. You start to feel a bit dizzy and yeah.
It's going to lie down in the blood for a bit. I think.
Okay, so you're just floating on top of
Yeah. It's going to...
the blood.
I love this music while you're just like.
It's blowing by.
Starting to feel a bit sick. Thank you, Thorny. Very, very effective. Clary. At this point, the walls you feel shifting in even further. You are. The room now is probably only about 30 feet in all the directions. The only wall that isn't moving is the one with the dahlia on. The other 3 are closing in on you. The blood, as they're closing in, seems to be getting higher and higher. It's still gushing, raging. You're above in this cavity at the moment, Zolan.
Thorin's nose is banging on the ceiling as he's bobbing in the blood.
The halfling in the centre is uncovered. The rest of you, it's now up to your neck levels.
Okay. This hole which Zolan's gone through, could I climb up into that?
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
So
He's going to stick the flaming blade into the wall so it stays where it is, and then he's going to climb up into this hole.
yeah, it's easy enough because the water level's at such a height that it's only a small reach up to grab it and heave yourself up. That's not an issue.
Cool. That's it. He's going to get up into this
Hey,
space.
friend.
Hey, Zolan. This is freaking me out.
The walls look like they're
Yeah, but I think it's all
it's up here.
in the
What was
head.
it? Whoa.
Reap.
He'll fly up in there as well.
Okay, so there's 3 of you are in this
Okay.
cavity,
Yes.
and then you 3 are still in the room.
This is real, like, cozy.
Super magic starts. He seems saner and saner every time.
Malcolm.
So these 2 guys have gone up into the hole. Seems like a good idea. I will climb up into the hole and can I reach Thorinir? Can I grab hold of Thorinir and
Thorinir is
Backstroking.
Yeah,
he's bobbing past?
It's like spitting blood out.
so now you're having a swim now.
Yeah.
So you're at kind of half speed. So it would take a regular movement to get to where Thorinir is because he moved to a slightly different part of the room.
I'll leave that for the person who can swim much faster than I can then, and I'll climb up into the hole.
Okay, so you also get up there. You're all just on the edge of this hole, looking back down at this blood pouring into the room.
Hey, Malcolm.
Zolan.
Does the room seem to be getting any smaller up here?
Not at the moment.
Or can I have a quick perception to see if I can spot any other way out from in this room
Sure, yeah.
or to another room or something?
It's very dark in here as well. So Malcolm, you've not got vision in here.
Perception. 15.
15. As you're looking round, you estimate that this dome could be the same dome that you're seeing from outside. So it feels like roughly the same size.
Yeah.
You can't make out any exit.
Could we break it?
Maybe. Yeah. So the walls are just like wood. They're not. What do they look
Yeah,
like?
so you're close enough to one that you can kind of knock on one or touch it. These walls don't seem to be stone, but they seem pretty hard. You can give me a quick investigation roll if you want to work out what they are.
Bam! 14.
14, they could be wood.
Can I hit it with a hand axe?
Go for it.
A chop. Cool. I'll try and hand axe the wall. Hand axe. Big
Nice.
shot. 20, not natural.
No hit.
Solid 4 damage.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of start to chop into this wall. Again,
Yeah.
it seems to be maybe a type of plaster or something similar, and then some wood behind it.
Good. Making some
Yeah, you're trying
leeway.
to make it into it.
Yeah.
After Zolan, we have Nollis.
Can I see through the blood?
With great difficulty, but just about.
Okay.
You can see probably a foot in front of you.
I'm going to swim over to Thorny, grab all of them, swim back over the hole.
Okay, you can just about get there. Yeah.
Yeah, post him through.
Okay, so you're lifting Thorny up. There's about a foot left of airspace in this lower room at the moment.
When he's there with his head through the hole, it's going to say, "What do we do to get the key? What do we need from here?"
A key.
We're
Should
just
I
trying to
swim?
survive.
I should swim down. And
We can
What
go
about the
back
walls?
once it's all bloody.
Yeah, what about the walls? The walls are closing in. You can't. You might be able to swim, but
Have to
you're
be
still gonna get
quick.
squished.
The smaller the room is, the less
Alright.
I have to search.
Have a look at the. Have a look at the front.
That's all I can do anyway, because I can't move anymore. So I'm still in there.
Sure. Thorny,
What do I see when I look down?
you see Nollis right beneath you, having just passed you up. You see there's obviously a big dome that you're in at the moment. Zolan hitting at the wall. You can just see about the top of the flower right beneath you, and then Nollis, who's just handed you up.
I still see all the blood,
And blood, yes.
of course. 12. What's happening? Well, what are we doing?
I'm trying to break free.
We're breaking out of here.
Alright,
To break free.
I'm going to help. With the scimitar.
Get in there. It's like that Rammstein video with all the gnomes on the line. Trying to break out.
It is 22.
22 is going to certainly hit, yes.
Nice.
And a 5.
And a 5.
Slash.
So as you kind of break through the wall where you are, and as you do
Daylight?
so, you see dimmer daylight. So it's not a bright day anymore, but you manage to break through to the exterior and can feel that fresh air coming in.
We shout that down. I know it's not my turn. No, it's not my turn.
I'm not going to shout it down.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look out and make sure there's no atmospheric pressure change.
Nice.
Any fluctuations in?
Fluctuation.
Could you sense magnetic north as well? You're like a pigeon.
All those things.
Yeah.
All those things.
He's got all those skills.
Solar rays and everything. Sense.
Yeah,
Solar
it's dropped on his
radiation.
head as a child.
The end of your turn?
Yes.
Yeah. The blood now finishes filling up this room. This room is now to the ceiling full, and you actually see it starting to crest and pool over onto the floor where you guys are by about an inch, gushing up from that hole that you've created. You are breathing underwater now at the moment, Nollis.
Full of oxygen.
It's quite unpleasant. Clary.
Oxygenated blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
horrible.
going to help try and smash this dome in, I guess. Maybe a little cheeky firebolt if it's made of wood.
Yeah. So you've made kind of a half a foot hole, or in there, but none of you will be able to fit through it at the moment. So you're trying to widen it.
Yeah, cool. So he's going to set his hands kind of aflame, spin it around and coax up some oxygen for a big shot and fire at it.
Okay.
I've stepped out of the way.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I did.
It's not a good one.
I've done-
It's 7 to hit.
Okay, yeah, it's ineffectual. You're not able, for
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
reason,
you
you're not
still
able to
don't
quite
know.
conjure enough energy.
There's not a lot of oxygen in here.
Yeah, just
Doing
goes
my
out.
best. And then he's just going to shout down at Nollis, "Swim well!"
Reap.
Reap will. He'll probably just chat telepathically to Clara and just be like, "Hurry the bloody hell up!" That's about it.
Malcolm.
I will use my sunbolt and blast at the only thing I can see now, which is the small hole in the wall.
Sure, please do. Yeah, that brightens up the room. And you can see a bit more around you. It's dim light.
That is 17.
17, you hit.
That's 2 damage.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to blast kind of just below where the other hole was, and you're trying to widen it out.
Is it
enough.
now big enough for everybody to get through?
It hasn't. You haven't broken through in the part below, but you've started to weaken that area beneath it. Some of the plaster-like substance is falling away. Zolan?
Gonna keep hacking the wall.
Okay, go ahead.
Fire. That is a 6.
Afraid not. Yeah, still trying to get there, but no major progress.
Let's get Mini Elizabeth on an acidic spittle, if you don't mind,
for it.
again to the wall. It's a strong 17.
That's enough. Yeah.
Woo! 1d6 plus 2, she does more damage than I do. Let's do
Yes.
7 dips!
Yep, so you manage to break through. This acid starts to melt this wall away to the point where you feel like a squeeze, you could probably get through it.
I'm going through if I can. I've got
Okay, so
movement.
it's a bit acidy. Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked with acids.
Technically her turn's after yours, isn't it?
Ah, shit, you're right. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
He's just trying to save you some skin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we go to Nollis. You're underwater, this horrible...
So I can swim 30
That's
feet
bullshit.
and quite clear this room fairly well. I'm going to swim down to probably where the halfling is.
Mhm.
And I'm going to search him for a key.
Sure. Yeah, so
Unless he
make an investigation roll.
Oh, I'm not good at this. What does a key look like? Oh, it's not bad. 12.
Try as you might, you cannot interact with him. He's entirely incorporeal.
Damn. Okay. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
The rest of my swim speed, I'm going to swim over to the big flower. And then that's as much as my turn.
Yeah, so you're back there. And then to Thorny.
Is there any blood at my feet yet?
Yeah, there's probably about an inch of blood just starting to creep into this room. This room's about 20 foot high, this dome.
Can I try and work out what kind of creature this blood came from?
Sure, so if you want... Do you believe it to be natural or magical?
I believe it to be magical.
Okay, so make an Arcana roll. 16. There's nothing from it that indicates there's anything that you've seen before. You suspect, yes, it is magical.
Skelly's blood, I'm afraid.
I don't like it, and I'm going to bash at the hole.
Yeah, sure. So the hole is now wide enough that you could crawl through.
Oh, that's what I'll do then.
Yeah?
I'll just go.
Gonna go straight through that hole. So as you emerge out of this light, you look down upon the city. You're looking back towards the south, kind of where you can see the north actually, and you can actually see in the distance. Now you're on this roof and this dome. You can see back to the entrance of the gnome line, and you can also see across to kind of the northwest a little bit more. There's this even bigger building than the one you're on at the moment. It's similar size to the Adorium actually, which is gold and copper and built right into the cliff face. It looks equally grand and lavish, maybe even more so. That's what you see as you emerge from the city.
Another big building out here. Looks pretty good.
We go to back round. The blood again starts to fill up. It's back to about waist height now for you, Zolan, and knee height for the others as it's emerging. The walls where you are, Nollis, are now closing further and further in. You've probably got about 20 square feet of space in there now. Claro.
Can I see Nollis from where I am?
He's under the water, you can't, or the blood, you can't see through there. Even if you put your head in it, you get like a foot of vision maximum.
Okay, cool. But there's a hole big enough for me to get out.
There is, yeah, you could squeeze through it, kind of crawl and push yourself through. You can see Thorny just stood just past the other side of it.
Hey! Cool, he's probably gonna, yes. I want to make sure my pal gets out. I'm going to make the hole bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, and Reap's going to be in his head just like, "You stronger magic, you fool!" And so he's going to, using the last of his energy, he's going to fire a magic missile at the thing, and he's like, "I'm trying!" And he's going to conjure the finger darts. The finger darts will spin, and then he'll fire them at the wall. Try and make this bigger so we get out quicker.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so they're all going to hit.
I see this, and very quickly step out the way from the other side.
4 damage, 4 damage, 4 damage.
Cool. So you,
3 threes.
yes, you managed
Nice.
in effect,
So much damage.
more than double the size of it.
Yeah.
You open it right out now. There's a full gap that anyone will be able to walk through.
Cool. And
easily.
he walks through.
And the light kind of pours back into
Nice.
this room now.
Who's the runner?
And the blood, I guess, is spilling out.
The blood is not spilling out.
Oh.
Cool.
And Reap?
Reap's just like, should have done that in the first place. Like,
But you can see it. It's almost
Yeah,
stopping
okay,
against the wall of the dome.
but we're both looking in, to make sure that our phones get out.
Malcolm.
How far is it from the hole in the ceiling to the throne?
The hole in the ceiling to where
throne?
the halfling is in the centre of the room. It would be round about 30 feet, pretty much.
And am I aware of where Nollis is?
He's in there somewhere.
Yeah. There's something in that room that we need. I know there is.
We can go back.
Yeah.
We'll go back through the front door.
Yeah.
When the trap resets and everything.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what.
Got to
it looks like
meta the hell out of it.
I'll just shout down to Nollis so to get himself out, and then I shall.
Is that with your head in the blood?
No, I'm just shouting from above. I'm going to assume that he can hear me through.
You can probably just about make it out, Nollis.
Morse code through the floorboards.
Just about.
Just get yourself out, and I will go out through the hole in the dome.
Okay, fine. You're on the same experience. This cool evening air now. It's the sun is kind of setting over the crest.
That's quite an impressive looking building.
And this blood's like sloshing against like an invisible wall. Yeah. Gross.
Zolan.
I'm getting my ass out of there.
Fine. So you're going to join the rest of them, emerge through there. Notably, you're all dry.
Yeah.
None of you have blood residue on you. Nollis.
In my last ditch attempt, I'm going to try and see if I can find the key hidden around the big plant thing.
So give me an investigation roll.
Not good at these. It's not great. That is an 8.
An 8. Kind of looking around it, kind of trying to, just searching. Your vision's really limited and you're really struggling to find anything.
Then he's gonna swim out through the various holes.
Sure. Yeah, so swimming up and then out of that dome and, yes, into the fresh air where everybody else is.
Hey.
At that
I
stage,
might be swimming out of the wall.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Off the edge.
That's what I was thinking. Plonk. That reminded me of Mario 64. You know when you go into that crazy little kind of haunted village, the weird stuff happening. Is that music sounds like?
I was a PlayStation kid.
you look back. You look back out across the city and are greeted again by the mists, the familiar rooftops of Deathcar Crag, and the various buildings, the Dorian, this other large golden building into the side of the cliff, the gnome line, and then the misty cliffs.
Well, that was fun. Should we go back down to the door?
It was for a moment I saw through it. It was not a.
It was an illusion.
Yes.
At least we got an easy way in.
I think I know how to find it. I think I know how to find the key.
Probably on that little dude.
No. We can ask Celeste to find it.
What?
And she will help us.
Come on.
But I do not have the power now. I need to remember my training and remember how to do it.
I am also entirely physically, magically knackered.
And it's probably getting close to night time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's early. Looks like it's getting close to the sunset.
Time for a rest while we're on the relative safety of this here roof.
Back in
Agreed.
for a blood nap.
Quick bird now.
We can have Reap circle, keep us safe.
Does he not need to sleep?
Well, he's not entirely
Nocturnal.
Yeah, he's a bit weird.
Okay, if you can keep an eye on us.
Can he do that while you're sleeping?
I have no idea. I need to find out. I'll internet it.
No.
Internet?
Chat will know this.
Yeah.
Chat, let us know if Familiar can stay conscious.
Reap specifically,
If it's owner
very
cannot.
talented.
Yeah, he's very perceptive.
He drinks a lot of coffee.
Yeah. He's like, I bloody love flying around.
So you're all trying to kind of hunker down on this flat roof next to this damaged dome.
Is it still just full of blood?
That's how it appears.
So great.
Eventually
It's
it'll
not-
scab over.
It's
and-
not slopping out from the dome. It's just stopping there.
Little blood porthole
Yeah.
just in the side of the building.
Lovely. I
Nice.
think we're safe here. We can take a rest.
I could just swim back in and look for the key.
We safe from the white masks?
Probably not.
Tactical
We'll
masks?
just
Is this
have to look around. How long are we going to rest?
Exactly,
I,
yeah.
Well, I'll keep
I
an
don't.
eye out,
Think, I
sure.
think I think the mask needs a vessel to
Malcolm, how did you feel when the mask came at you?
dead. That's how I felt when I had the mask on my face. I thought I was dead.
Okay.
It was not a pleasant experience. It didn't give me any great insight, but every time that the mask has appeared, it's been in the vicinity of the halflings or attached to one.
Mm.
I think it needs I think it needs to be attached.
A host.
A host, yeah.
That is
I think.
a long shot.
I know it's a long shot, but we're safer up here than we are at street level, I think.
Sounds like I might be
I
sucking the
agree.
life.
I'd rather sit on the roof.
You guys are crazy, but
I think we should probably have more than one person on watch now.
Agreed.
I don't think that would hurt.
I don't mind taking a watch.
Are we doing a long or a short rest?
I probably will have to sleep for a long time, but it is only 4 hours for me, so
We'll rest overnight, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Happy to do that.
Break out some rations, have a little party.
party on.
Do you have anything to make your evening more comfortable, or are you sleeping on a hard stone?
We've all got
bedroll.
bedrolls and things, haven't we?
I still own a dead rodent creature.
There's your pillow sorted.
I'm keeping that. Yeah, he can actually use. He's just going to use Reap as his pillow, and Reap's cool with it.
I've got a bedroll.
Okay.
No, this doesn't like sleeping on the ground anyway.
Yeah.
This whole thing is alien to him.
You sleep in the blood.
Sleeps hovering in the water.
Okay. Well then, in that case, you'll settle down the evening, and that is where we will leave tonight's episode.
It's a weird one.
Very
It
odd.
was a weird one. Wow.
Exploring.
They're all weird now.
They're all weird now, yeah.
What an
they're all weird.
awesome way to finish 2 crazy weeks of D&D. We got to meet
Yeah.
Anna,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
we got to do a 2-day bender of D&D.
Yeah.
And here we go. Now we're in a blood room, so it's fantastic.
Just outside of the blood.
Little-
Just
just
slightly
outside.
there.
Yeah.
Outside the
We're like a blood reception.
Exactly. So thank you very much, Jack.
Thank you very much.
Ultimately, you
Thank
guys
you.
all into D&D, so we wouldn't have had this crazy
Well,
time
me.
without you. So
I would
except
go.
for you, who's a gatekeeper. Yeah,
That's not
thank you
true.
very much. You're not, no.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching us this evening.
Thank you to anybody who was at Comic Con and
Oh, yeah.
joined us this evening.
Yeah.
Came along and
Yeah.
To Richard.
And to, yes, thank you to Richard.
And a Richard.
And to other Rich. Yeah, that's who you are now.
Other rich.
Oh.
And on
Fine.
that note, we have been
Fun to be incognito.
DieRolling!